Right. And we're back. Welcome to the November 30th Boulder Arts Commission meeting. We have some people live and some people in attendance and some people online. Hi, Ebony. Hi, Maria. I'll just quickly read the land acknowledgement. The City of Boulder Arts Commission acknowledges the city is on the ancestral homelands and unceded territory of Indigenous peoples who have traversed, lived in, and stewarded lands in the Boulder Valley since time immemorial. Those Indigenous nations include the Apache, Arapaho, Cheyenne, Comanche, Kiowa, Pawnee, Shoshone, Sioux, and Ute. So our first order of business is the approval of the agenda. Do I hear a motion?
To approve the agenda.
We actually have Kathleen is suggesting an addition to.
Okay. Normally I'd save that for the discussion in between, but yeah, we should do that first.
I called you are right.
Yeah, all good. Do you want to bring up the changes and then we'll do another motion? Do the motion again?
I'm proposing that we, with Bruce's permission, that we discuss the questions for new commissioners, just very briefly tonight. Just to see if we're all on the same page about whether those are the right questions. So I assume everybody received them by email today, so I
may have, but I didn't.
you didn't have a chance to read them, so is there a way to?
Yeah, when we get there, I'll pull them up.
All right, thank you. So that would be during matters. For the commissioners.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
I think that's 7D.
Let's see, 7D. Yes, thank you. All right, so with this new revised agenda, would you mind redoing your motion, please?
I move that we approve the agenda as revised.
Is there a second? Okay, thank you. Any discussion? All right, raise your hand if you're in favor. Okay, that vote is unanimous. Thank you. And now, same thing with the minutes approval. We'll start with the September 2022 meeting. Is there a motion to approve? Anybody at all?
We actually had some revisions for the minutes. 7+1. I have a copy here. Thank you.
Did the fellow commissioners get a copy of the revised minutes?
So I don't think there was anything substantive. Is that right, Kathleen?
No, I wouldn't you say it's just like it's minor corrections. Correcting the name of the community cultures and safety tax. I mean,
Yeah.
minor things.
That's good stuff.
Okay, so it's just wording. It's just people are voting on it and they haven't read it.
I know, but I did that for a couple of years though, where I
Yeah, we've,
made revisions, and they would be always very minor.
I mean,
Right.
it is up to you how to operate it, Bruce, but the practice in the past was if it was a non-substantive, that you could approve the minutes as revised.
Okay, let me just give it a quick go around again. I read them before, but in that context, let me just look at it real quick.
The other option is to put it up.
No, I want to put it off. Okay, thank you. There's nothing substantive that's different. It's mostly grammar. So thank you, Kathleen.
I have something that I don't recall saying, and it sounds smarter than I think I probably. I don't want to take anybody's credit for it. It's on page 4, near the middle. And there's a paragraph that starts, Kurt approves of the line scoring process. And I was looking at the last sentence, saying Kurt encouraged sensitivity to the scheduling needs for organizations and suggested permitting pre-recording statements that the commission opts to include an oral component. If somebody else recognizes them as their thought, it may have been.
I was impressed with that statement.
Oh, well, maybe I passed out during the meeting. Brilliant came out of my mouth. Okay.
Sound like something you'd say?
That's what it's like. Did I say that?
Carolyn, what page is that?
Page 4, near the middle.
I'm recording, so we can
Yeah.
we can do a flashback.
I mean, if nobody else is like, no, I said that. I'm happy to be.
Yeah.
So nobody's claiming it, so.
Yeah.
We can go back to the recording and make sure it's accurate.
Okay,
And so, and you can still pass it with
Yeah.
that as,
Okay.
yeah, a future, future amendment.
the chair will entertain a motion then to approve the minutes
And
as amended. Anybody want to make that motion?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Kathleen.
I'll like to repeat it again.
Sure.
I move that we approve the minutes as a whole. Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor, please raise your hand.
Thank you.
Okay, motion passes unanimously. Now, approval of the October 22 retreat minutes. Any changes to that? Actually, I'm going to ask, are there any changes to the November 17th special meeting minutes? Then we could just do them both together. Great, not
Oh,
seeing.
I had one question here, actually. Does Valdez, I wasn't at that meeting, so does Valdez have a first name?
Mary.
Oh, Mary, okay, I just. Yes, that's what that. Sorry.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, and that's, I'm sorry, that was on your list here.
Yeah.
The separate meetings, yeah. Okay, all right, great. So with that revised thing, nothing substantive. Anybody want to make a motion to approve those 2 minutes?
Make a motion for the minutes.
Thank you, Kathleen.
Second.
Thank you, Elliot. Any discussion? All in favor, please raise your hand. Thank you. Okay, the vote's unanimous. Thank you. All right, public participation. Who do we have?
So no one has signed up ahead of time and sorry, I'm just gonna check the chat. And we don't have anyone who has to speak. So we can get that.
Okay, we will move on then to commission business, the calendar. Matt.
Okay. So we provided sort of outlook on the meetings for 2023. Keeping in mind that we moved the meeting time to the last Wednesday of the month, 6 to 8 p.m. And then we threw in just sort of some of the regular agenda items that we might expect. Those are all tentative. And then the retreat, of course, will have a big negotiation on when and how to do the retreat and where. So I just wanted to point out 2 things is the holidays that we run afoul of. The last Wednesday of November, just like we're experiencing today, we moved that one. And then the December meeting as well is always about that. We don't have to do anything about it today. But I just wanted to make sure that everyone can commit and feels good about sort of spread of meetings and workload that it involves.
Yeah, I want to get a sense though, when we'll get those revised meetings, because I know a lot of people have to make plans, especially around the holidays. So knowing those dates well in advance, I want people to have plenty of time to.
So we could do a couple of things. I mean, you could move them right now. Honestly, or we could plan an agenda item a couple months in advance to address those, which might be smarter. So, as people's like sort of, it gets in the radar.
Yeah, like sooner in the year than later, like maybe February, March kind of a thing.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah, I just want everybody to have the dates well.
So last Wednesday or the?
Well, the 4th Wednesday, I had sent an email to Matt. I don't know if I sent it to everybody, but like the 4th Wednesday of the month in November is like the day before Thanksgiving. And then the one in December was that week in between Christmas and New Year's. I just didn't, I felt those were awkward dates to have meetings.
Yeah.
So, but in January going on, is it the 4th or it's the last?
I apologize. I misspoke. It is the 4th Wednesday.
So are we skipping? December?
Well, that's the next agenda item tonight to discuss that. But just, if there's any questions or if there's any like glaring objections to that overall calendar, I just wanted to, sort of talk it through now. But yeah, we'll plan an agenda item specifically about those 2 dates.
Okay, that's great. Thank you.
Ebony and Maria, you feel good about? So can I go on to 4B then? Is that okay with you?
Yeah, please.
So, to that point, the December meeting, I believe it's the 28th, is what would be the 4th Wednesday in December. We actually don't have a lot on that agenda. There are some reports that are probably going to come in, but they don't seem like things that can't wait until January. And there's no public art action items. We certainly could keep it. We could move it if there's topics that you want to discuss or anything of urgency that needs to be taken care of. Staff recommendation is to cancel.
That's interesting. All right. How do we all feel about that? Does anybody just real quick, raise your hand if you're opposed to that idea of canceling the December meeting? Want to give this plenty of time. Anybody raise your hand? Maria?
Sorry, I think Caroline and I are still working through some of these harassment type of, support of artists. And I wonder if we can continue to work through that via email to get your feedback in the next month. So, I just hate to let that ride until January. So if there's a way we can communicate, do some informal work, Bruce, that way via the internet.
That would be great. That way we're not losing a whole month there on that particular thing. That'd be awesome. Is that where you were going to raise your hand about?
Well, I was just going to mention any special projects like this, that if we could keep them moving forward.
Yeah, no,
It doesn't seem like there's anything we need to vote on, but.
What were the agenda items for December?
Just the grant reports, anticipating grant reports.
Okay. So that holds up money for people to like the last 20%, but
Yeah, potentially, admittedly. But we don't see anything that would cause anyone a problem. Hi, Georgia. We don't see anything that would cause a problem for people to wait until January to get that check.
but thank you for bringing that up. That's a good point. Okay. So.
I mean, can we ask if anybody has a personal reason that, I guess staff, if you guys are off, is there a reason that we can't have the meeting and do the reports? Are people gonna be there?
We're talking, Georgia, about the December 28th meeting and whether or not to cancel.
Okay.
So, and the one thing that we would not be doing, that the one thing that wouldn't happen is the grant reports being confirmed so that the last checks could be mailed to those grant recipients, because we don't send the balance until their final report is approved.
Well, is everyone going to be here? Yeah, I'm going to be here.
Speaking as one of the people who's paid to be here, yes, I will be here.
I guess I have to look to staff to say who's going to be affected by that. And if there's nobody that's going to be affected and there's no bad feelings that are going to happen if we don't have a meeting. You see where I'm going?
Yeah, no, I totally do. Lauren, do you mind joining us for a second? Do you anticipate any grant reports, or do you know who's probably going to turn one in?
Sure, we have one already, actually. Anything that's after that initial email I sent last week. But we did this for the retreat as well, because you didn't vote on any reports. And I just send a note to whomever has turned in a report to say, will this cause any undue hardship to you if we delay this until January? And they all said it was fine. I mean, for the couple that we had for the October meeting, I suspect we'll have, actually, I can look at my document. Hold on one second.
So while she's looking, you do need to decide tonight because you need to pass a motion to cancel the meeting, right? So
Right.
That's the only tricky part.
It looks like we might have about 5 or 6 reports that come in, to which I could just send them a note that it would happen in the January meeting. I'm probably traveling that week, but there's internet everywhere, so I can hop on for, an hour or two, so.
But what kind of delay are we talking about for the people that are affected?
The reports would go to you for the January meeting, so it would be from whenever they complete their report till the January 20-something meeting. You would approve it approve questions, whatever, at the January meeting, and then right after that, they would receive their payment.
So that'd be January 25th.
Thank you.
Okay, so basically a month it gets pushed back
Mhm.
from there getting a check.
That's right. Mhm.
Okay,
I probably would not be at that meeting. I will have family in town and may all go away for days. So I just don't know yet, but either way, I'm gonna be.
do we have a date yet for it?
Yeah, it'd be December 28th.
Huh,
I am
So that's-
wondering if we could have a similar adjustment as we had this month of a special meeting of 30 minutes just to approve those reports 1 week in advance of December 28th. So we'd all be there and we'd all know this is not a normal 2-hour meeting. No one's going to anticipate that. And just because I'm thinking about what's best for the grant recipients in that month, especially in the holiday season, that could cause more undue hardship than usual. And of course, there are definitely times where I imagine there are people saying, oh, it won't cause me any hardship, Lauren, because they don't want to cause a negative, communication pathway with Lauren and affect their future grant proposals, which of course it shouldn't, but those ideas can come to people's minds. And so I want us to do what's best for the grant recipients. And I think that might be having a 30-minute meeting, a special meeting 1 week in advance and canceling the 2-hour general meeting on December 28th as for the reasons mentioned earlier.
Do you mind if I speak to that?
Oh, please.
So I think that is technically possible. The only thing that comes to mind that might be worthy of thought is that, generally when you have special meetings, move meeting dates around, you would want it to be later than the meeting rather than earlier, because if someone misses the meeting and it's coming up, it's better than if they didn't know it was coming up and they missed it, right? But what I just say that as that's a standard practice. So I think you can do what you talked about, special meeting, make sure that we have enough to make a quorum. I'm not sure if we can do it online only. We will ask the city clerk. It might have to be hybrid like this. But we could, potentially have only one agenda item.
Does that impact the staffing considerations?
Absolutely. Yeah, we would have to figure that out, but we will figure it out.
so I guess one way to go is to make that half-hour time in, well, about the 28th, but sometime in December, sometime we would meet. That's just a weird week to have a meeting.
Yeah.
But it's just an idea, brainstorming, all ideas are good. We have Lauren send out that email to everybody like she's done before. And if everybody responds saying, yeah, that's fine, if it's not voted on in December, then we move it to January and don't have the meeting, that half-hour meeting.
Except you have to cancel the meeting tonight,
Oh,
because you need to make a motion to cancel.
uh,
So
Are you saying that if we were to have this special half-hour meeting, we'd have to have it first week of January? We'd have to have it after the 20th?
no, it would be better if it was after, but you could do it before. There's nothing stopping. Okay, what about this? What if you guys passed a motion that says if Lauren's responses come back to confirm that no one needs it in December, then it's canceled. But if Lauren's emails come back with anyone who needs it to have a report,
even just one person. Yeah.
then we will hold it. Maybe we could hold it on the 28th at 6 p.m. for 30 minutes, one agenda item, and all we need is 4 people to confirm, 4 commissioners to confirm.
Okay, I can be here.
Okay, we've got 2 people.
Okay.
How does Maria or Ebony, do you think that's an okay?
That's fine with me. I'm just concerned about staff time and just that you all should have a break. You'll work so hard. So I think it's
I
fine
appreciate that.
for us.
Lauren, do you have any objections to that?
It would just have to be hybrid because I'll be in Missouri.
Yeah, it'll either be hybrid or Zoom only, so.
This is a democracy, so we're open to all ideas. If anybody has any other ways to make this work, I'm open.
I think we should just do it. I mean, if we're all gonna, seems like we're gonna be here.
I guess, yeah.
Just to stay on time. if there was like a big, like, everyone's gonna be out of town and I'm, be incredibly busy that day, but.
I do feel awkward asking staff to do that particular week. It's just an odd week.
Is that?
But you said that you were here anyway.
Yeah, I'll definitely be here.
City offices are
I,
closed.
if Lauren can't attend, no, the city offices are open that
Oh,
day.
they are, okay.
Lisa, you may be out that day, which is fine. I can cover your.
I'm
part.
flying back
Yeah,
early in the morning, so I'll be here. I'll just be gone the week before. I'll be out of state.
so
So,
I wouldn't ask you to come after, after that.
oh, I was planning to be here on the 20th.
I think, yeah, we could, staff is fine. We can put everything.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
I like the idea of just a 30-minute, like, let's just get it done.
Do the one thing on the agenda.
all right, yeah, let's do it. All right, so everybody, do we need to vote or can we just,
I mean, are we talking about the conditional?
Well, the
Motion
conditional
that I,
part of it,
okay,
yeah.
then yes, we would need a motion then.
So yeah, even one person, if they want to do it, we'll do it. Yeah. Okay. Somebody want to make a motion to that effect?
I'll move that Lauren pull the reports that will be due on the 28th. And if there is at least one reporter who would be inconvenienced by canceling the meeting, that we hold the meeting for half an hour. And if nobody minds, we cancel it.
There a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor, please raise your hand.
Thank you.
All right, votes unanimous. Thanks, everybody.
What did that comment say?
Oh, I was just saying, we're really all showing up for our artists. And I think these are those moments that artists don't know about. And especially if they're not attending the meeting, they're like, oh, the BAC doesn't do anything. They don't know what we do. They don't know if we're doing anything for them. And it's like, no, all of us are going to show up on December 28th to make sure, if necessary, that they get their grant funding on time. So I just wanted to, call out that I'm really proud of us for showing up for our artists.
Thank you, Ebony. All right, grants program. Who's taking that one?
Lauren.
All right, Lauren.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you very much for reviewing the change in program request and the reports for this evening. So I'm going to take you through the change of grant request first. So you received both Megan's application and then her letter to you about wanting to change the request after a couple of years, frankly, of trying to get into the National Guild for Community Arts Education Conference. She's now wanting to attend some courses through Coursera, which will be super useful for her work at Rocky Ridge. So for this change in program request, unless you have any questions, you would have the option to approve the change, to not approve the change and request the return of funds, or to postpone the approval pending any answers to any specific questions. So I'll give it back to Bruce.
Thank you. So did you all see the three different choices we can make? I guess, was Megan online? Did I see her name? Oh, okay.
I have a couple of questions.
Please.
So my questions are, how much was the amount of the original grant? And how much have we paid out?
Sure. So she received $1,000 to attend this. It was in New York City and it was right before COVID. So she received $1,000 award, and then she received $800 of the funding towards that award. This is one where they receive 80% before the program and then the final 20% after their report is approved.
Okay, so as I was thinking about it, I thought, certainly we're still hearing about COVID impacts. This is one of them. But also, she's no longer going out of state for a conference. So I'm wondering whether I it's sort of cheap, but you know, I mean, if we say, okay, you received enough, you received $800 and you're not actually going on stage to a conference, you're using this for an online program, and online programs are, I believe we award at $500 rather than $1,000. So I'm just wondering whether, you know, that's a very nice sum of money. $800 is a very nice sum of money to do online work. So.
What is it though?
Well, it's,
$79 a month.
yeah, it's a monthly fee. So I just was wondering if that might be enough to say, thank you for letting us know, and we feel like, you know, to do the online work, you probably would have been given only $500. So, and you're not actually traveling. So we feel like we've done the best we can for you.
And you would want the 300 back.
No, I'm not saying we want the 300 back. I think that would be a hard ask, but maybe just not give the final 20%.
How many months is she gonna have this membership?
That would be 10 months worth of membership,
It's $80 a month, did you say?
79.
Yeah. And it would be more like a year.
Yeah, her intention was to do as much of the programming as she could in 2023.
With money. I'm just wondering whether this is another situation where we set a precedent somehow by awarding more and then not the person not being able to attend you know, an out-of-state conference, and then we've kind of overpaid for what it is they want, if they want an online thing. So once again, we've had a lot of those come up in the last year or two. Like, are we setting a precedent if we say yes to this?
Right, and I like where you're going with the dollars, just comparing apples to apples.
Right.
And making it equitable for everybody. That makes sense. Maria, Ebony, do you guys, yeah.
Yeah, I have a thought. I feel like we shouldn't be punitive about this, that we should give her the funds that she won. It really wasn't her issue. The issue I have is that her original goal was to engage more with arts education, which I think is a weak spot we've been talking about for several months in the community, that the desire to educate people in the arts. And so I wonder if we can stipulate some of her online education is more towards art education. She certainly could use some for strategic planning and marketing, but I don't think all of it should go to that. I think some of it should come back to her learning more about arts education and how to engage the community further through the arts.
Lauren, is that possible?
That's a great question. I can certainly ask her, of course, and see what sort of courses are offered. I know that she mentioned, just like talking to her, that she's shifted her own priorities during the COVID. But I can certainly ask if that's something that she'd be interested in, and if she would, if there are courses as part of Coursera that she could take.
Will she have a finished thing? You know, I was looking at the Coursera website and they're very, there's a lot of mystique around getting like a certificate. You have to get in their database and register before you can see the price of how much they charge for a certificate. Do you know by any chance?
Her letter says she's not looking for another diploma or certification,
So just,
although those are available.
right, okay,
She's simply looking for the knowledge for her organization and tools to improve.
okay.
And so the money would go to a subscription model where she's just gobbling up as many courses as she can.
Right, without, just to be clear, that there's no documentation that says she finished this class. Or, you know, any class, there's nothing, you're just kind of auditing is that's the impression I got, is you're essentially auditing classes. Unless you pay this money for a certificate, which is fine. I'm not saying it's required, but if we're looking for any metrics, like you finished that class, you got this thing that says you attended it and you successfully passed. There's nothing like that. Gillian?
What was the title of the original grant and the nature of it? I know it was for this conference, but what was the name of the grant? Was it specifically for arts education?
Professional development scholarship?
Okay.
Yeah, this is a
Okay.
professional, so she would be
Gotcha.
going to this community arts education conference held by this National Guild in New York City. And she tried, like I've spoken to her over the years, she really tried. She was really excited for this conference and they just have postponed it and maybe not hosting it again. So this was her workaround with her new kind of goals, right? Professional goals and with her work at Rocky Ridge.
I mean, generally, I'm fine with changing it over. I kind of like Kathleen's idea, you know, it is we do have the fiduciary responsibility of spending the city's money properly. So maybe that is a compromise we want to ask, but well, anybody else want to speak to this? Ebony, you got any opinions you want to share?
I am just making use of this chat and I mentioned that I just terribly agree with Kathleen about precedent setting. And I'm wondering how that motion language may be applicable. I think that's a question for Matt. Can we move forward with the idea of not taking any money back, but also not providing the final 20%?
So yeah, you're allowed to do that. You're basically finding the grant to be in a form of default
Oh,
to do that. Now, we wouldn't penalize them.
So there's no penalty for them if they apply this coming year for another thing?
No, we would not enforce anything like that, but it would basically be saying like, you know, set out to do something, you didn't fulfill the terms, so the 20% is.
I wouldn't want it to reflect negatively on the person.
Well, and in your motion, you can say through no fault of their own or something like that.
I
Maria?
do have a follow-on question there, though, Matt. How would that potentially affect our conversations on budgeting with city council next year if they do see that we have a grant in default? Is that the kind of red flag on for them when they think about budgetary decisions, or is this not something that is a major concern of theirs?
You know, I hesitate to speak for every individual council member, but I would say no, that, you know, the minutes will reflect the discussion and we'll make sure everything is clear about why you're making this decision. You would make sure it's clear that, you know, we're not holding them responsible for that or anything. So I think that we could articulate that properly.
Awesome, thank you.
Maria?
Yeah, Bruce, and everyone looking at the National Arts Education Association website, they have free webinars on there that are related to arts education. I guess I'm stuck on the needing to continue to foster arts education in the community. So I would be comfortable with her doing the Coursera work if she also did some of these webinars that are free on arts education. So I think that's where I want her to stay with the original topic as well.
Lauren, is that something we can, for lack of a better word, mandate?
You know, I can ask her. I'm just not sure if she professionally is focused on arts education anymore. That's the only thing that I don't know her well enough to say that she's working in that still. But I'm happy to ask her where she could, either in Coursera or through the free webinars, if there are opportunities that she could do some of that coursework, as well as what she was interested in with strategic planning and marketing.
But I hear you, so I hear you saying like you were giving the grant in hopes that she would be focusing on arts education, but is that really what the grant was? Or was it
Development.
professional development?
And I think that's,
yeah, the change qualifies for the grant.
Yeah.
I think that's really the core of the question, right? It's not so much what did this person elect to do with their professional development, you know, plans. That's their decision. And the grant, the decision that you have before you is, does this still qualify as professional development? Now, certainly, you know, to Maria's point, you can suggest like, you're heading in that direction. We think it's still valuable. We recommend that you do something. But really your question is down to, is this still a qualifying professional development? Use of professional development funds at all, right? It's up to them on what they want to do for their own. And, you know, and I think it's also, you know, practically a good idea for you to stick to that. It's like you guys make the decision on what is best for you. We're here to help fund and make sure that you advance your career. You got to decide what your career looks like. So, you know, I would really segment it. It's like approving the funding, the change in the use of the funding is just around what are the rules around professional development. Those definitions. You know?
Right, so I don't think that it's like necessarily like in our scope of work to be saying like, well, she's not sticking with arts education because that's what we think is important. It's still important. But if that's not what she's doing, it's not what she's doing.
And I would say that strategic planning and marketing is key for somebody who's in a directorship role.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I want to amend what I said, to say that I do think this, fulfills her proposal fulfills professional development. So I would be willing to give her the rest of the grant, you know, but I guess I wanted to make the point that whenever these things come up, I'm like, oh, are we setting this precedent here? Everybody's going to decide, well, maybe I won't do that job. It's $1,000 and do this other thing, you know, it's just something to think about. You know, we did cut back during COVID. Right after that, we cut back all out-of-state travel, so nobody could get more than $500, right? And everything was online. So I realized this was, you know, pre-COVID and so, you know, I'd be willing to vote.
You want to make a motion?
I think you'll need.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I think
We'll have discussion after.
it's moved now. You're good.
Sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we kind of discussed what I was gonna say anyways.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I do think it is within professional development, but I do think there's something about what we give for online and what we give for out of state. It's different. No. So I think if she changes that, then she changes and it falls into an online grant.
And I would not want to ask her to give money back.
Oh, yes, I would.
I could be convinced that we just cap it at the 800.
Yes, but I would like this not to go into. I agree that this is not good for humanity. But if that's technically what would need to happen, then I would vote for something else.
If you go that direction in the message to her and how we describe it, we will be very careful to say this is not her fault. You know, it's sort of the category it falls into, but we would make it cause any problems.
We have your assurance.
You have my promise.
Well, does somebody want to make a motion?
Yes, I make a motion to approve the Megan grant with the note that no additional funds will be distributed.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Thank you. Any discussion before we vote?
Sweet.
All right, all in favor, please raise your hand. Okay, and all opposed, please raise your hand. Thank you.
Thanks.
And before we go on to the next one, I just want to say I can't read any chat stuff. So I'm not sure.
See.
And along those same lines, Maria and Ebony, if for some reason I'm not seeing that you have something to say, either just like do that and maybe my eye will see that on the screen easier, or just unmute yourself and just start talking, and that'll help me know what's going on. Thank
Sounds
you.
good.
Thank you. All right, so the second one, Lauren.
Yes, thanks again. So you received 5 grant reports for review. Thank you again for your time in reviewing them. So for each of these, you will have the option to approve the grant reports, to approve individual grant reports with outstanding questions. That's where you approve it. And then I ask questions for follow-up at the next meeting. You do not approve individual grant reports, and you cancel the final 20% of the payment, or you can postpone approval of individual reports pending answers to any specific questions. I will give it back to Bruce for discussion through these, and I do have motion language if you want to change it around or, discuss, but I have motion language too.
Okay, thank you. Well, first off, does anybody want to make before we get into a discussion, does anybody want to start that discussion with making a motion to approve them all?
Get to comment?
Yeah, no, always discussion. Yeah,
I will make a motion to. I will second that.
great, thank you. Any discussion? Somebody's got to talk since you said that.
I would appreciate if we go through each individual grant.
Okay. So just to talk about them or?
Yes, and to not approve them all as a batch, but to approve them one by one.
Oh, gotcha. Okay. So let's see, you want to withdraw your motion?
Motion rejected.
Well, let's see, what's easiest? Do we withdraw it and then just do one by one? Because there's a motion on the table on the floor.
Yeah, I think you just make a counter motion.
Counter motion.
Yeah,
Okay.
another motion that is different.
Okay, Ebony, can you just change that into a motion, please?
Yes, it's my first counter motion. I'm so excited. I would move to approve individual grant reports. Period.
Well, why don't we just go ahead and go through them all? You can make a motion for this first one if that's appropriate. That would be the other motion is no to the motion on the table. We'll set that aside for a second. Make a motion on the first one. We'll see how it goes through that.
All right, so we'll start with Newberry. Not knowing where you're going with this, Ebony, I don't know if we should start with a motion for each one or discussion for each one first. What would you prefer, Ebony?
Oh, Bruce, you know how to say the kindest things. I would appreciate if we start with a motion and then move to discussion.
Okay, so would somebody like to make a motion to approve the Newberry?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Thank you, Maria. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Ebony. Any discussion?
I think just one thing, I think Kathleen said this earlier, it's evident still that COVID is having an impact on the arts community, and they mentioned that. So I think we need to continue to advocate for artists in this time.
Anybody else? Okay, let's see. So we have a motion on the table. All in favor of approving the grant report for 92nd, please raise your hand. Okay, motion passes unanimously. The second one, how do you say it? Bow. Thank you. Does anybody want to make a motion for approving the grant report for Bow? It's like saying that. Anybody at all?
Before we make the motion, I did want to call out that I really appreciate the specific activities they listed to define audience engagement, as well as their audience quotes. They gave numerous. I think occasionally some grant reports, they only give 1 or 2, but I think they gave like 9 or 10. It was really robust. So I just want to call that out as a positive. And thank you to Lauren, because I know that you are on the back end working with quite a few of our grantees. So thank you for just helping them produce these really fantastic reports.
Great, thank you, Ebony. Anybody want to make a motion to approve their grant report?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Thank you, Maria. Anybody second? Thank you, Kathleen. Any discussion?
I think
All
just
those
to, just one thing, I think they're add to Ebony's compliments. I think their graphics are beautiful, just beautiful graphics and how that's put together.
Great.
And I wanted to say that I loved that the timing worked out for their 2 sold out performances as COVID receded a bit. Like they had the sweet spot where people actually came to their performances, which continues to be a problem. We keep hearing that only 60% of performance halls are filled now, and that they may sell more tickets than that, but people just don't show. So it's affecting everybody sort of psychologically as well as financially. So I'm grateful that Babo had a great experience.
Anybody else? All right, all those in favor, please raise your hand.
Thank you.
Motion passes unanimously. Number 3, butterfly effect. I will entertain a motion to approve the grant report. Kathleen,
I'll make a motion to approve the report for Butterfly Effect Theater of Colorado. Touring theater truck.
is there a second?
Second that.
Thank you, Caroline. Any discussion?
Wanted to thank Heather for all the great data. She noted that it's hard to prove that you're working toward equity. The margin of error is so great. For example, in some cases, a third of the survey participants refused to complete the survey. So I don't know whether that choice of word refused to complete or just did not complete. But so that's one thing I guess I query her on, not in a formal way, but just, how do you prove that you have a diverse audience, for example, when a third of your respondents are not responding. So, noted, right? Yeah, Heather's always very good with data and she brings up some of these sort of things to think about.
Anybody else?
Continuing along those same lines as Kathleen. Kathleen, I think we drank the same water recently because we are just in sync tonight. On page 3 on that same element, Heather did state out in quotes, we've included the opt-out numbers above to show how big the margin of error is. This measurement issue is a major barrier to racial equity work and audience development, especially when households of color opt out of returning surveys. I do have to note that I'm kind of curious, do households of color have a lower survey response rate than other households? And if so, what's the source data for that? As well as what steps did Heather and Betsy take to ensure that households of color did in fact receive the surveys and felt the psychological safety necessary to complete the survey, if that is indeed a barrier to completion rates? Along those same lines as what Kathleen was saying, it's just that the language that was used, and I'm sure it wasn't, there was no malintent, it was a bit off-putting, and I'd love to dive deeper into that and make sure that any misconceptions are removed and a full and clear understanding is conveyed. On the other side, kind of separately, I did, as Kathleen mentioned, appreciate the statistics, especially that more than 75% of Amelia's Big Idea survey respondents were influenced by the no-cost nature of the show. I think that was a great representation of how Heather and Betsy are specifically meeting and aligning with Boulder's community priorities. And kind of rounding back to those questions around households of color, lower survey response rates, and ensuring they receive their surveys, I would motion to postpone approval of this individual report pending answers to those specific questions.
Well, we have a motion on the table. Would you like to amend the motion or withdraw it? Or would somebody like to make a new counter? Another counter motion? It's like
Thought this is gonna be an easy meeting.
So I'll just point out another option you have is to postpone approval. So you could leave that motion, table it till next meeting, pending questions,
Any questions?
without having to take a vote.
Yeah, that seems like the most appropriate way to, let's see, who made the motion?
Somebody.
No, there is a motion on
Kathleen
the.
made the motion.
Okay, do you want to withdraw it or?
I'd like to withdraw my motion and another motion that we postpone approval to for this individual report for Betsy pending answers to specific questions.
Is there a second?
I just want to note that will put that on Lauren's table for the team to see if that's going to impact their organization and our disability.
Right. Thank you for your thoughts, Ebony. Those are interesting. I didn't delve that deep into the part that you were reading, and now I'm thinking about it.
I know Lauren wants to say something, but do we have a second for Kathleen's new motion?
I second Kathleen's new motion.
Thank you, Ebony. Lauren?
I just wanted some clarification on the question specifically because I was listening very intently, but not writing out anything. And I just wanted to be sure I have them correctly for everybody. And if you want to add anything from the full commission. Ebony, if you don't, oh, she has it written out already. Okay. So, do households of color have a lower survey response rate than other households? What steps did you take to ensure that households of color received and felt psychological safety necessary to complete the survey? If that is indeed a barrier to completion rates, does anybody have any other additions to those questions?
I actually have the basic question of I just assumed that people were surveyed after seeing the performance. So I thought it was the audience that was responding to, a pretty small survey, but if Heather's using words like households of color, then who did they survey? So that would be my question. Who was actually surveyed?
And for what?
And for what, right? For what reason? So, or maybe we see the survey questions. I don't know, right?
Right, and just to Ebony's point, I've been working with some groups in the mobile home communities, and that is a big thing for them. Feedback that I've gotten that there are people that live there that, they are not legal immigrants, and so they don't fill out any because they're in hiding. Even though they're people who's at the foundation of our communities.
Right. Even though it's a sanctuary city, there's very little trust.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, so we have a motion on the table with a second. Any other discussion?
Yes, yeah, Bruce, is it possible to approve the report and ask for this information as a follow-up?
Yeah, you can do that.
Matt's saying yes. Lauren, how do you feel?
Oh, that would be the second bullet then, approve individual grant reports with outstanding questions.
You've done this before a few times, but a few months ago.
Yeah.
Okay.
My feeling on that, I don't know if this is the right time for some comment, but my feeling for that is that I'm very interested in the answer, and I don't think that whatever the answer is, should be a barrier to them receiving their funding.
I would agree with that.
Okay.
Agree as well.
Let's see. So you want to withdraw the new motion?
Can I push back before we talk about withdrawals? I appreciate what Caroline and Maria, the sentiment that I believe I understand and appreciate the sentiment that you're going for there, but I do feel like that specific language, which again, this could be a complete misunderstanding and a complete miswording, but I did pick up on hints of microaggression there. And I don't feel comfortable approving a grant that may have microaggressions attached to it when we are so focused on racial and cultural equity at this time.
Can I ask where you feel sense those microaggressions?
Absolutely. And in that quote and I'll put it right here in the chat. Apologies, Bruce, that you mentioned you weren't able to.
No, we can see it now on the screen.
Oh, perfect. But
yeah.
Specifically, I thought that there was an interesting element of saying, especially when households of color opt out of returning surveys. There was, in my opinion, and again, this is why I'm so excited to hear Heather's responses, because I'm sure, as Kathleen mentioned, there was no malintent here, and it's a pure miscommunication. But the call out that households of color are the issue is causing me some concern.
I can see that.
It's unintentionally putting the blame on their misskewed numbers on people of color.
That's the way I'm reading it, but I don't anticipate, I think I've met Heather before. I don't feel like that's the way that this is actually going to play out once we fully understand her perspective. But at this point, we can only read what she has provided us, and what she has provided us does seem to have hints of microaggression.
And maybe she does have information that isn't in there that is leading her to say this that we don't know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious, Ebony, how would you prefer that we proceed?
I
approve?
definitely think the motion that Kathleen put forth is the best way to proceed, which is postponing on pending those answers, because hopefully at the end of this, it's like, oh, it was a misunderstanding. Here's the rest of your money. Smile, we all walk away really happy. But I would love it if we get all of our information before we make such a decision.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. So there's a motion on the table. We could have more discussion, but my preference would be let us vote now. So I'm just gonna call it. All those in favor of the motion that's on the table right now?
And the motion is to postpone voting until we get answers.
Exactly. Yeah. So all in favor, please raise your hand. All right.
Thank you.
Passes unanimously. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, Ebony. All right, number 4, Boulder Opera.
I move to approve the report from Boulder Opera.
There a second?
I'll second.
Thank you. Any discussion?
Minor notes, just great, fantastic pictures. And a question for Lauren, is it possible for us to share them on the BAC social media? Just because I love that interaction of the kids really being zoned in on the art being brought to their school. And I'm just wondering, is there a way we can amplify this great content?
Yes, it's one of the images I'm using for our grants program for 2023. When you look at the Arts Education Grant Program, and as we get closer to those arts education opening deadlines, that is one of the highlight images because they are so fabulous. Yeah.
I've seen that. The Puss in Boots or whatever.
Puss in Boots, yeah.
It's so good.
It looked amazing.
It's amazing. I had to go with Juniper's class.
Amazing.
I had a comment about this report. Boulder Opera reached nearly 2,000 students through performances of Gato con Botas at 3 schools in Boulder. I'd say that's an excellent return for the community on a $3,000 BAC grant.
Definitely.
No, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So thank you, Boulder Opera.
Yeah.
All right, any other discussion? All right, all those in favor, please raise your hand. Okay, motion passes unanimously. And the last one, number 5, Fresh Air. Anybody want to make a motion to approve?
Make a motion to- I'm sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I motion to approve the grant.
Is there a second?
I'll say.
Thank you, Kathleen. Any discussion?
Was there photos that I didn't see? Okay, I must have not opened something correctly. I didn't see any photos from this one. Okay, I'll look again.
They have a bunch.
Okay.
Some beautiful beat.
Okay, they did not load for me. Okay, I'm gonna look again. Okay, I'm making sure it wasn't just me. Okay.
And just as an aside, I knew the 2 women that had organized it from when I did the workshop on the Ute Mountain Ute Reservation over the summer. Those are 2 of the people that had made a lot of the stuff. So that was neat seeing them.
Yeah, I just wanted to thank Kelly for the photos of these beautiful handmade outfits, which are really works of art. So thank you.
Yeah, definitely look at the photos, Yali, because there's probably like 20 of them. Yeah, there was a bunch. All right, so any other discussion?
I also wanted to call out, they had excellent budget management. They didn't go over by a penny. So that's like a really small thing, but I mean, fantastic budget management. So great job, Kelly.
Great, thank you. All right, any other discussion? All right, all those in favor, please raise your hand. Okay, motion passes unanimously. Thanks, everybody. All right, our public art program. I'll turn to Matt.
All right, and we're running about 30 minutes behind. Okay, so we're gonna try and move this forward, but what we have for you is a proposal to extend the letter of intent with the Nobel Monument Public Art Project team. And Lauren Dubac is with us on the call, who's representing the family of Don McDonald, who unfortunately passed away before we could complete the execution of that letter of intent. I want to say for the public record, like, he was an incredible partner, a passionate voice for this project, and was wonderful to work with. And so his passing is a loss for all of us, but especially for that family who lost another member of that family recently as well. So they're going through a lot right now, but the details are in the packet. If you have questions for Lauren, we can pose them to her, but there's also staff recommendation to go ahead and extend the date on the letter of intent. We'll have its new signatures on it. And we did suggest it for 2 years. Partly because now a new leadership team and new context, it's important that they have space and time to do what they need to do as a family and then move into fundraising and do so at a very challenging time for fundraising, honestly. So we do suggest a 2-year extension. So I'll hand it back to you.
Yeah, thank you. And thanks for making sure everybody understood it was a 2-year extension, not a 1-year extension. Would somebody like to make a motion to, do we need to vote on this?
Yes, you do.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Can I ask a couple questions?
Yes, please.
So I just wondered how many hours, and I know we don't have Mandy here. You know, Mandy, wonderful, wonderful, congratulations, you know, we'll miss you.
Agreed.
But I wondered how many hours this might impact the new public arts staff person or Lauren in the interim. Or all of you staff.
I'm handling it in the interim.
You're handling it, okay. How many hours will this impact staff? How many times within a year or a 2-year period will the artist team appear before the commission again? So I'm thinking about your time and our time and what the impact.
It's hard to tell. The project is early in design. And the fundraising still needs to be complete. So there's a lot that needs to go on. I would say that without the benefit of sort of digging into this further, that it's like any other public art project, right? It's going to take a span of years. And even after all the funds are raised and we have a design and we have permits, we're talking 6 months to a year to install. I don't see anything about this project that would be more or less than we would expect the other projects. So what would happen is the same thing you've seen with all our other public art projects is we will integrate, it's already integrated into the public art information plan, basically the work plan. And so when we hire a new public art administrator, they'll review that work plan and set a schedule to it. And we would come back to you and explain that. But I don't think this is going to have a negative effect. It's part of like sort of the run-up show for public art, you know, any other public art project.
And then my other question was, has the artist team made any progress toward reducing the scope for the cost of the project, which was, I believe they estimated to require over $3 million for private donors?
So I don't know the answer. We can certainly ask Lauren, but I don't know that there is an answer right now. I think they're just transitioning into understanding.
Would you am I muted or?
No, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. Would you like me to answer that? Thank you for hearing this. And I'm Don McDonald's niece. I have had a couple meetings with the artist and John Grant, his manager, and they just, they're very, very much wanting this to continue, but they wanted to make sure we had some legs under us before they do any work. And so we have a little more seed funding now than we had before to alter that design. We certainly want to reduce the costs. I think there were some things my uncle was wanting to add to the design that the city really didn't like, and we agree. And so we are trying to streamline things, raise the money. And in terms of time for your community, I did watch the Art Council meeting that was in March, where my uncle was there, and you talked about that as well. And the letter of intent that you okayed at that meeting was sort of conditioned on not, taking too much of your time. And it was more on giving us time to fundraise. And then, of course, my uncle died in May. And so we are now trying to get back on track, talking to fundraisers, and we anticipate that the work is really on our shoulders to come back to you and say, this is the progress we've made. And the burden of the work, I think, will be on Dawn's daughter, myself, and the artistic team, if I understand correctly what our goals are right now.
Thank you.
So there's a,
Bruce, can I ask a question?
yeah,
Yeah, I think, and I think we're all saying the same thing, but as I recall, when we last talked about it, I think the term we talked about was, to put some rails on the project so that it had some criteria and some boundaries. And I think, Lauren, you're addressing that you are looking at having some criteria and boundaries so it's achievable. I do want to share with everyone, I know Matt knows John Grant. He's an excellent partner in public art, and he has the experience and can really help shepherd this project through completion. So I think he's a fantastic addition to the team.
Yeah, I have had a couple meetings with him and I'm very impressed by him, and that's what we're trying to do, is really tighten the focus here, put some rails under it. We're not interested in, just some idea. We need to ground it. And, on behalf of my uncle, to be honest, I'm very dedicated to this.
so there's a suggested motion in your packet if somebody would like to, and on the screen, if somebody would like to make a motion.
I'll make a motion. Where'd it go?
Oh, no. I don't know. Hold on. Hello.
Okay, I move that the expiration of the letter of intent for the donation of a work of art by the Noble Monument Team be extended to November 30th, 2020.
Thank you.
I'll second.
Great, thank you, Maria. Any discussion? All right, all those in favor, please raise your hand. Passes unanimously. Thanks, everybody.
And thank you for joining us, Lauren.
Well, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Look forward to seeing you again. Bye-bye.
Thank you. All right, matters from commissioners, Maria and Caroline.
Yes.
Go
Go ahead,
Maria,
Karen.
please.
No, you start. And then
Oh, okay. Maria and myself, Matt, I don't remember who else was there, met with and had a joint meeting with the Human Relations Council Committee Commission a couple weeks back, and they were very supportive of the idea that we work in tandem with them, and had some additional ideas, including perhaps folding some of the outreach work into the Experiments in Public Art program, and also wanting to submit a joint public statement via the newspaper, and doing sort of a joint press release that they would like to do within a month and a half of our meeting. So probably in the next month, which is why Maria had asked for some working agreements to do that by email. So they were going to discuss it and get buy-in from their entire commission at their last meeting. I missed that meeting. We're hoping that Matt can fill us in.
And I don't have an update. I'm sorry, I did not get an update because they just met yesterday, the day before, I think.
Yeah, a couple of days.
Yeah.
Yeah. But they were expecting, Maria and I had offered to come and do a presentation, and they felt and were exhibiting that they completely understood what we were going for. They were fully supportive, and that it wasn't even necessary for us to go pitch it. So we expect that there will be very large support. And then, so we have some items that are still, we're waiting to hear back from the commission. You were going to hear back from some of the staff in the city. And then Maria and I were going to work on some language for the website, which Maria asked.
Sure. So we have a couple sentences we want to read to all of you, and if it's all right, Bruce, after the meeting, maybe we can send this out so people can think about it and provide feedback. So you don't have to do it on the fly.
Yeah, thank you.
So I'll go ahead and read it if that's all right, Bruce.
Yeah, please.
The Boulder Arts Commission deeply believes that our community is stronger and more vital when we are inclusive of all voices and perspectives. The Arts Commission continues to be a vital institution that stands up for those who are targeted and excluded because of their race, ethnicity, sexual orientation, gender expression, religious beliefs, or backgrounds. We support building a community where all artists and creatives feel empowered in their freedom to express themselves. If you are an artist or creative who needs support around these ideals, the following community resources are available. And that's, of course, where we are working with the Human Relations Commission to find some links.
That sounds good. You know, I guess if I had anything else to add to that, it would be giving some concrete examples. So people can see, oh, they're really, you know, we're talking about defacing flyers or defacing actual pieces of art. I don't know, just some examples to get artists thinking, oh, this applies to me, even though I thought nobody was paying attention to stuff like this. Just a thought.
May I interject?
Yeah, please.
Usually I like to wait for you to have your discussion before I do, but I think there's some things happening. First of all, I did have a conversation with staff. And the recommendation from our communications department is that an op-ed or a letter to the editor is maybe not the best method right now. You could do whatever you want, you know, like I say, every sentence I say to you starts with that, I know, but the fact of the matter is that from their perspective, who are, you know, are subject matter experts on this sort of thing, there's a lot of, you know, community conversations that would be a distraction, especially around things like enforcement of laws and policing, that the context of this might get lost in. So, you know, we'll support you on what you want to do, but their recommendation is that a motion of the commission, a statement, one that we can send out, one that we can post on the website and put in the newsletter, one that we could share with the HRC that they could adopt. It turns out the library is going through something right now with Drag Queen Storytime that relates to this. But that then brings us to what I think is maybe the most critical like pivot on this is the Club Q shooting was at an arts event. It was a drag show.
Yeah.
Right. And so far more than the harassment we saw in reports, we now have murder
Yeah.
as part of the portfolio. So I also want to like sort of express the gravity of that. And if that has any impact on what we would say or how we might go about this, I think that's worth your discussion thought. To that end, City Council is going to do a declaration about this tomorrow night. Right. So, you know, it seems to me like a wise idea to build off of that in whatever way. I think time is of the essence. We need to get out there and say what we need to say. And so, I don't want to stop you from doing anything that you want to do today, but, building some context around that from what City Council says and, sort of the expanding tragedies that we're having to deal with. So,
are you suggesting context within that blurb or just in what we're doing?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think, Maria, what you said was spot on and I'm 100% behind it. When I think about like sort of examples, it's like, boy, that's not something I want on the front page of the website, but mentioning the fact that this has that context is maybe, if you didn't say it, would it be a hole in the effort, right? That's more of my thought. And so maybe it's more like, what is the preamble to the statement, or what are the nature of the resources themselves? Or is it a reaction to the City Council statement saying City Council said this, we experienced this in our grant reports and people are in the community who need your help. And so, that's in my mind. I think the other thing that's sort of come out of the conversation I had about this exact issue with communications is that, the thing maybe you can do best is to then say, in addition to we stand against harassment, in addition to here's things that artists can do to protect themselves or to help the community, there's also what can community members do, which I don't think we've talked enough about. And just the simple act of a statement that says the Arts Commission believes that you, the community of Boulder, should go out and attend these events, show up in numbers, supporting the LGBTQ community, supporting the immigrant community, is also attending arts events that are a part of that community. And so that's a way to stand. So I don't know if that's exactly it, but certainly a call to the community that says you have a role to play in how artists can feel safe and connected and welcomed and empowered, right? So I'm sorry that it was sort of like random a stream of thoughts, but that's something to maybe add to the discussion.
Thank you, Matt.
a little bit more pointed. We were very general. and-
Which is wise.
So,
Which is very wise, but I think that suddenly, after what happened in the spring.
Absolutely.
Context, right?
Okay, do you need anything? Do you and
Well, does
Maria?
that resonate with everybody? Is that feel like,
So it sounds like there were a number of options there, though.
so
So the general approach, is that what you're asking?
yeah, one thing that could happen is Maria and I can revisit within the context of what Matt just said and further tweak the language before we send it out to you. If that feels like a direction you guys want to go, if you do want to be more pointed in what we have to say.
We would just edit it to be more pointed.
Correct.
Is that what you're saying? Yeah, I would love to see what you've done. I know you've worked hard on it.
Well, I would say, my suggestion, Maria, if you're up for it, is we do another working session and sort of
Yeah,
add to what we have and then we can distribute it. And sure, you guys have more to add or.
I think I'd like to suggest maybe that we write two statements. One is immediate and addresses the context of some of the current events. And then one that can be transferred off the website and one that's more of a legacy statement. Because I don't think, I think we want something that can be on our website for several years. And it doesn't reference an event that happened several years ago. So that's my suggestion.
I love that. And then we could send out what we have as sort of the legacy statement that's more just vanilla, if you will.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think we
And
can
then
work
work
on that,
that
Caroline.
for
Caroline
now.
both. Yeah.
Yeah, that works for me.
Okay. And then the for now statement would be more pointed and would just live on the website for a finite amount of time.
Well, I think for me, the power that you bring to making a statement is making a motion, so you're making a value statement through a motion that you all vote on. And I'd encourage you to do that tonight if you feel like you can. At least, maybe at the December quasi meeting, have it, if we add 15 minutes,
Do what tonight?
make a motion.
Oh,
Yeah, like vote on a motion that says the Boulder Arts Commission stands with. And then go from there. That's one option. Now you kind of get ahead of city council with that, which I don't love, but what are our options, so, you may decide that it's wiser to wait and see the city council motion and react to it. But I can't imagine you all saying anything that would be widely different or distracting from that. So, yeah, I like that idea that there's a stance that you're taking that has the power of your vote that then translates into what we put on the website and what goes out in the newsletter and what we share with the HRC and others. Like that is the thing that you've decided, right? Like there's something important about that.
Maria, do you see Ebony's comment?
I do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you.
Would the motion be to, is the motion just to make a public statement or to let it be publicly known or what's?
Like, would you do
what's
a
the
press release?
results of the motion? Yeah.
I don't know what, oh my gosh. So Brian, I apologize, Maria and Ebony, I'm over here trying to expand the bubble so that we can see the entire statement. So the most important thing I think is that it goes into the minutes that gets then copied into the city council agenda packet. They all see it. I don't think the motion needs to say anything about how it gets distributed. The motion is we are making, the move that we stand with or the Boulder Arts Commission deeply believes. I think that's fine too, that you're unlike sort of a policy stance or an action, this is a values statement that you're agreeing on somewhere.
So we need to tweak the end of it because we don't have that.
I don't think this would be it. This is the general.
From the two.
Please state.
Right. Thank you. Right. Matt, if you just get rid of that top section.
Oh, sure.
I think that'll give you the real estate.
Oh, says you.
If we're making a motion on it tonight, I do want to bring up a question that is not necessarily something that I think should be changed, but more than anything, I want to make sure it's out on the table. The list that's provided of those targeted and excluded, race, ethnicity, sexual orientation, gender expression, religious beliefs, and or background, it does bring to mind a conversation that was brought up this summer in the BIPOC and Black Lives Matter conversations around occasionally we use the acronym BIPOC when in reality Black people are the ones affected. So for example, with targeted police shootings across the country, sometimes the phrase BIPOC is used when in reality it's more likely to be a Black person. So I want to ensure that we're thinking about, when we list out these, I think it's 6 elements, are these the 6 elements that are most currently impacting the city of Boulder? Or are these just really good bubbles to be included? Like just making sure that we're being thoughtful about exactly what wording we're using here.
I think that's a great point, Ebony, that, to make sure that we're not excluding someone by listing things out. And so, yeah, do we make the list longer? Do we make it more general and inclusive? I have those same questions too. I think that's a great point.
Yeah, for example, I don't see disabled.
And I love that, Bruce. And I'm also thinking about the most recent examples. I don't believe the most recent examples were art pieces that were related to folks with disabilities. So I guess that brings up that additional question. Are we proactively saying that we don't want to exclude and target people with disabilities as well? Or do we only want to focus on the folks who have recently been targeted and affected?
We try to include the catch-all of background to leave some flexibility for that in interpretation.
So I wonder if that also, how I'm reading, like how immigrant folks, because this is how it's come up with the commission recently, that there were Latinx mural artists whose work was destroyed. So I wonder whether background, is that national background or is that, ethnicity? Or I just want to make sure that immigrant folks see themselves in the statement and that maybe it's physical abilities as well. Maybe we add that because I certainly think that's important. I would love this to be this is the legacy statement, to have it be more universal and more inclusive. So
one thing we might be able to do to that end is actually bring it to our race equity team to run it through the community ambassadors. And that's a group of people who represent their communities across the city. And, we can say like, does this speak to you? And do you see yourself in it?
So this being the legacy statement and Matt having made a suggestion that we bring a motion today is an expansion of these backgrounds important for you to include in a motion that we make today?
not necessarily. I'm just asking.
Future
people's
use.
For future,
Yeah.
Okay. I think as a working statement, I think it's well crafted. Thank you.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out an example of a background, and there's a wonderful photography show in the library right now by homeless people.
So
who are
good.
given cameras. It's
Yeah.
fantastic. And background kind of encompasses that, because I was thinking, do we need to put in the unhoused and as like a category, or is that just covered under background? Like how specific do we want to be or need to be?
Well, I teach a class, an adaptive dance class for people with special needs. And I know that what I'm hearing from, and so it's children, but what I'm hearing from their parents is that they see these, DEI posters all over the place, but they're never speaking about their children. So I think that I would like to see that there.
What term would you use?
So, but that's a good conversation because I actually did a training. And the woman that I trained with said that most of the time they like to, this group of people likes to have their disability first language, which means hearing impaired instead of I'm a person with a hearing disability. So, but I think in this case, I don't know.
Could we, Georgia, I have a suggestion. Could
Yeah.
we write physical ability?
Yeah, that's what I had.
But it's cognitive and physical disability. I think that would be cognitive and physical. I think that's.
Does the word ability alone suffice?
Regardless of their abilities.
Yeah. Or is that all encompassing, or is that?
I would say cognitive and physical disabilities because there are people, this is another issue. I have a friend who has a child who is just physically disabled and cognitively he's completely typical. But he always gets put in a room with children who have cognitive and physical disabilities and he can't relate to them. But he can't relate to children who are cognitively at his level because he doesn't have the physical. So those two differences are pretty big.
But we use the word abilities though rather than disabilities, because that to me is more positive.
Right, so the race, just saying physical and cognitive abilities, yes.
Yeah.
Will, where do we want to go from here?
Okay, so what I was hearing was some changes to this, which we consider to be what could be our legacy statement. And then there's also the idea from Matt of having a motion today,
Immediate statement.
an immediate statement in support of artists and creatives that are of these categories. And against, and standing against harassment and in support of whatever future motions or declarations are being discussed at city council.
It's like a one sentence.
I think one should always have to be. But as an alternative, it sounds great. An alternative that I posed was if it's a better idea to, or if you think it's a better idea to wait until the city council declaration happens, have that in hand and then react to the questions also.
But that's going to be in January, guys.
Yeah, I'd rather make a statement. Yeah. Now.
And should that be a more generalized statement or should it be specific about recent events like Q?
Will?
How about if it was something like in recognition of the recent events at Club Q and localized harassment of artists and creatives. The Art Commission, what do we say, moves that? The Art Commission resolves to
Stand in support of?
stand in support of artists and communities and artists and creatives who are targeted and excluded because of their sexual orientation, gender expression, documented status. Any other categories? Or do we want to add them all?
I think maybe just those three, because for insight of recent events, yeah.
Period.
Sexual orientation,
Gender expression,
gender expression.
documented status, and documented status. Period.
Period. All right, it's going in the chat.
Do we need documented immigration status, or you just think most people know what that means?
I see it. I think most people will, but maybe you're right. Maybe it's too vague in that
And
regard.
were those issues of immigration really, or was it just about, it was targeted at Latinx artists?
You know, I think the way that we heard it from Rita in the letter was it was about them being immigrants.
Yeah.
You know, I think they were Latinx, but I think it was about. that.
Even if they weren't, the person who was targeting them was targeting them because of
Yeah.
bigot towards immigration status, regardless of what their status actually was.
I think it could also just be more general in this immediate statement and just say we stand against violence, bigotry and harassment of anyone,
Yeah.
you know.
Like that, yeah.
I mean, I think it could be, you know, and we ask the community of Boulder to stand with our, you know, our artists and their free expression of, you know.
Their identity.
If we were to make a more general just support, because I like that. I would like to see that we still identify that the local harassment of artists and creatives based upon their membership or based upon their sexual orientation, gender expression, and documented status. We resolve to stand in support of what you said.
Of all expression.
I think I'm more aligning with Kathleen in this statement is like, I think when we start making the list, we have the issue of excluding someone. And I don't think that's our intent.
I just think that those are the specific recent events and that it's worthy of identifying that this is actually happening here. You know, we have Club Q is an actual event and we have actual local harassment based on those other categories.
I would second what Caroline is saying and also call out that Kathleen, we were on a roll. We were agreeing with each other on everything. We need to get back on track. But yes, so I would kind of just again second what Caroline said. And of course, Kathleen, I appreciate your perspective. This happened to our people right now. And to take away from that and say all bigotry, it just kind of feels very saying it straightforwardly whitewashed. And it's like, oh, we like everybody. And it's just like putting a flag on your door, but then, you know, not actually doing the work, not actually showing up, not actually putting it out there. And I agree with you, Kathleen. There's going to be some people who say, wow, you didn't list out disability. You didn't list out X, Y, and Z. And then we can confidently say as a commission, you're right. We didn't list it out because your community in this moment is not being attacked. And I think that gets to a larger national conversation of, oh, you didn't protect my feelings at this exact moment when I was hurt. Well, no, you weren't hurt at this moment. And I think we have to have the confidence and the courage to say that we're willing to stand with the people who are being hurt right now.
As a trans drag performer, I feel very, you know, entrenched and attached to it. So, yeah.
I hear you. Yeah, I didn't mean to suggest.
No, of course not.
Right.
I motion to approve the second version of the statement with the edit of the including those 3 that Caroline called out. That's the ugliest motion that's ever been.
I'm gonna try and put something in the chat so that you can say it, right? And sort of where I'm getting stuck is I added Kathleen's part on the end about inviting the community to support the victims of violence and bigotry.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
So it's the middle bit that I need you guys to articulate. So, you know, in recognition of recent events at Club Q and local harassment of artists and creatives.
Based on their sexual orientation, gender expression, and immigration status.
Okay.
then the art commission. Yeah, just switching those two.
Yeah, immigration rather than documents.
Correct. Yeah.
It gets a bit more specific.
Arts Commission resolves to stand in support of all who are. What did you say?
Of the victims of.
Victims
Or-
of
Of bigotry, of violence, bigotry, and harassment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just that you put it so well. Okay.
Love it.
Kathleen, we're back on a roll. We got back on the train.
Love it. We got the groove. We got the groove back.
Glad to hear this. It's funny.
Yeah, yeah.
Almost there, almost there. How's that look?
Okay, I move that in recognition of recent events at Club Q and local harassment of artists and creatives based on their sexual orientation, gender expression, and immigration status, the Arts Commission resolves to stand with victims of was it hate, violence, or harassment, violence, and bigotry?
Violence, comma, bigotry and harassment. Yes.
Violence, comma, bigotry, and harassment.
I'll second.
Any discussion before we vote?
Yes, so how is this going to be used then?
All right, so main thing is, it is part of the public record. Second thing is, and then goes to council as such. Second thing is that we will share it, with your permission and guidance, Maria and Caroline, share it with the HRC, see if they want to approve it as well. And then we will put it in the newsletter and we'll put it on the website. And then we'll regroup and talk about the long-term statement and some of the program.
So the actual statement would be, you take out, I move that, and you'd say in recognition of recent.
Yeah, like
events.
what we actually put on the website. Sort of thing.
And then just the last line needs violence, bigotry, and harassment.
Yeah.
And thanks, Maria and
Yeah,
Kathleen
thank you.
and Caroline.
Caroline, for all your work.
Yeah. Great. Any other discussion before we vote? All right, all those in favor, please raise your hand.
Thank you.
Okay, passes unanimously. Thank you, everybody. It was very important.
We're back.
No.
All right, Ebony, Junkyard Social Club.
Yes, I have good news and an intriguing question. So the good news is that the Junkyard Social Club is a wonder of our town and has successfully finished their permitting process. However, the intriguing question is around how do we ensure this issue doesn't arise again? Because the amount of anxiety felt not only by Junkyard Social Club, but by many venues in our town. For example, I see Caroline nodding her head, we've got fantastic work being done by the burner community, and this arises for them as well. But how can BAC be a force for good and advocating for artists interacting with the Planning and Development Services Department? And specifically a question for kind of Matt and Lauren and Amy to a degree. What actions have been taken in the past and what proactive processes might we put in place in the future to clarify and ease the permitting process? Because I think this just keeps kind of arising, and Junkyard Social Club was a recent example of this issue, but it's not going to stop. And I think we are in a great position to help, but I don't want to be that commissioner who's like, okay, let's, start something brand new. And I really want to understand what's been done in the past and what hasn't worked in the past and where do we make some progress.
So if I.
I'll look to you.
I have friends who are trying to build houses or redo a bathroom or whatever. I mean, it's not just arts community, it's older in general. It's not easy to work with.
Yeah, let's start at the beginning. We have some onerous permitting requirements across the board. And they're on purpose, right? They result from the community wanting to have certain things happen in a certain way for certain reasons, right? So for instance, one of the big things we come across a lot is the sign code. Sign code is very challenging in Boulder. But every, planning expert I've talked to that has say we have like one of the most strict sign codes ever. The reason we do is because people in Boulder wanted to have a mental environment that isn't caught up with advertising and lighting and dynamic signs, and that they wanted a different type of environment. And so the sign code is the mechanism by which we achieve that. All of the parts of the land use code, zoning, the comprehensive plan that stand in our way to doing some of these things are there for a reason. Okay. So with that context, since I started, we have been encountering problems in, sort of efficient execution of public art because of permitting requirements. Also with taxation, but that's sort of a slightly separate issue. And we've so far been solving them one by one with inconsistent success. And that is from the perspective of someone who can walk down the hall to the planning department and ask questions, let alone someone like the Junkyard Social Club or, people in the community who just want to get something done, right? So the story goes that we actually had this discussion in the Arts Commission years ago. At the time, our champion on city council was Jan Burton, who's no longer on council, but continues to monitor the issue. And we assigned this to Mandy to go and figure out what can be done within the land use code and zoning rules to ease this and make it easier to get public art done and, quite frankly, less expensive. Get more art out of the public art money that we're spending. We have said, so this is going to sound a lot like an excuse, but it isn't. Okay, so just be prepared for this. We have in that time gone through 4 planning directors on this. We have tried different things that didn't work. We finally got together a cohesive effort in 2019 to sit down with the then planning director and say, okay, let's build a plan. He was on board. We had a strategy. We got legal involved. We had 4 departments working on it. COVID stopped us. Excuse number 2. COVID stopped us dead in a lot of work, including that. But the new planning director, Brad Muller, we've met twice about this. He understands the issues and has asked his team to move forward. Excuse number 3, the planning department is so severely understaffed that this has been a slower process than it has been in the past to try and inch along and find some solutions. They do have some funding now in 2023 to do some hiring and start to clear the backlog. And so we're hopeful about that. We don't know new timelines, but where we sort of are in, we've been in this phase for, I think about a year now, is that we have identified the problems and come up with some solutions within the rules. They are not comprehensive solutions that are going to be a switch that we can throw that's immediately going to make it easy for public art to happen, admittedly. It's the same rules are going to apply. It's just that we have different ways of communicating on them, getting permits processed, different ways of looking at public art applications, right? We decided to do a pilot project and to try, actually 2 pilot projects to try and get some of this accomplished. So those are still underway. The other, excuse number 4, wow, I'm on a roll. Because public art projects take so much time, a pilot project implies that we're going to be evaluating this years down the road, right? So what I can say right now is that it is on our work plan. And I have a lot of optimism that we're going to find better ways to do it, but it is nothing that is going to help any public art project that's visualized today. Yeah, it's something that we are going to be working on for a few years. It is something that may involve code changes. It's something that may involve asking for extra funding, which actually we did. So, one of the solutions, just to give you an example, is we asked for extra funding in order to hire our own general contractor and right-of-way contractor, who then, when a project comes to us and it's too small for that project to hire a general contractor in their budget, that we have someone on call that we can deploy. So, there's little problems like that that are really pernicious, but are hidden, right? And so we're going to try and attack it in a bunch of different ways. But, like what you experience in talking to Junkyard, Ebony, is it doesn't mean that I can tell you that anything that comes to us is going to be okay right now. It's still going to be hard. It's hard on purpose. So, there's only so much apology we can make for a community that really wants us to pay attention to this stuff. But it's also been noticed in these meetings. It's been noticed by council. It was at one time a council priority and then it fell off again. That it stops us from having the type of environment for public art that we want to have. Right, so everyone knows that exists. I don't have a solution for you today, but I am optimistic that we're planning art.
So I have a question, Ebony. How was that resolved for Junkyard? Did planning decide that it wasn't an auxiliary dwelling or auxiliary structure? That this, shipping container actually was an art installation?
Kathleen, I love your question and I can't wait to follow up with you about it. But I do have another question for Caroline, related to what Matt just mentioned. What are, Caroline, your thoughts on this element of kind of keeping a contractor on retainer in this way, instead of kind of solving the root problem, which, as Matt very eloquently listed out, we've got 4 huge hurdles that we have to overcome. But what are your thoughts, Caroline, from your lawyer perspective? Love having a lawyer on the team. What are your thoughts on how this plays out both fiduciarily and operationally?
I mean, I without knowing all the details of it, I don't see any barrier to setting it up that way. You can, as a fiduciary body, have input from other sources, which is what I would see the role being. I do know from personal experience in working with the Temple of Tranquility that if there were a staff general contractor, we just went through months of trying to find somebody and at a great expense added to our budget. So, man, that would be an amazing thing for, just trying to bring some art to the community. So, yeah. Does that answer your question?
Yes, and it brings up a slight 1B question of, it sounds like the Temple of Tranquility didn't know this resource was available. So I guess that kind of directs the question towards Matt to actually first confirming that from Caroline, and then for Matt, how well publicized is this resource?
Okay, so the resource doesn't exist yet.
Got it.
You'll be shocked to hear that that's how we got the idea. And there's been other people as well that we knew that was coming, but we have the funding to put it in place next year. So it's going to be for the future, but there's no real plan to advertise it right now, Ebony. What we do, what our intention is with both of those contractors is when we encounter projects that could use that help, that's when we deploy them. So we get community initiated projects like Temple of Tranquility, or maybe even like a donation like the Melanie Yazzie sculpture, or a very small commission from public art dollars. Then we would say, okay, we have a general contractor, so it doesn't have to slow you down and impact your budget. And we'll bring that to a project to help move things along. So I think it's going to be a tool in our, toolkit rather than a community service.
And is that a line item that you'll get year to year, or is that just money that you've moved around to hire that GC?
I believe we move money around from our maintenance budget to make that happen. So
you have a healthy maintenance budget this year, right? Because
it's the better
it's
this year. Yeah, well, we got a little ARPA funding, so yeah, it's better this year. It will continue next year. We have some more funding, but after that, drops back.
Matt, can I ask a few questions?
Yeah.
So and Ebony too, I think, are we finding that some of the public artists don't really understand the codes as well? And also the structural requirements. So, being someone that's, deep in the trenches on this stuff. So there's ADA codes, there's accessibility codes, there's permitting codes, so can there also be resources and connecting folks with architects and engineers that can help them? And I'm not saying that the city pays for these things, but it's people that it can help them get through the process.
Yeah, absolutely. You're right. Like that, those type of resources. And that's what we intend with like the general contractor and the right of way contractor, right? Maybe we could expand that, bring different types of expertise we need. I think some of the problems that are still in front of us, Maria, are no one understands all the codes in Boulder, including the people who wrote them, right? It's like, it's complex. And like I said, purposefully. And so I think that's one problem to address is the expertise. I think what I'm really excited about is what Planning and Development Services is committed to along those lines, is to having an expert embedded in their team. So when they hire up, there's going to be someone who's assigned to the arts, who is someone we can pick up the phone with right away and call and talk through questions, or connect an artist with even before our pre-application process begins, to start to talk through issues. So expertise is one track, but expertise doesn't get around that a sculpture in Beach Park on University Hill has to be zoned as a gazebo. Right, or else you need to have it be an ADU and have a sprinkler system inside of a pavilion, right? It's like that's a real example that happened, right? So
$100,000 project.
So yeah, I think understanding having the expertise in hand is one thing, but there's I think the real tricky part is that we're still going to encounter some of those land use code definitions. And until city council wants to change the land use code to free up some of those things, it's just a fact we're dealing with it. It's the law, right? And so we're going to have to work that out. Like the other example I love is that the Melanie Yazzie, this freestanding human scale sculpture, was zoned as a multi-use retail. So, that's how it works, right? So yeah, it's so the unfortunate part about this, and I think one thing we can do for the community is we are in our public art projects building in extra contingency and extra time. We add months onto the time scale. We add extra money for extra tax implications, and we add extra money for the extra cost of delay. It brings down the amount of art we get to buy, but it mitigates some of those issues. And I think one of the things that we can do better is when community projects come to us is to sit down and actually help with scheduling and budgeting. Something we didn't do with you well, it's like, yeah, okay, I see your timeline. I would put in 3 months for the application process on top of what you got, because there's going to be a back and forth and there's going to be denials and responses. So that's how we're dealing with it right now. It's not my favorite way to do it, but it's one solution to get around some of those things until we can find something better.
Just, I'll put an asterisk in there just for future. It would be cool if maybe next year when this person does come on board, that maybe we could hold a public event for artists that work in the public art space and, have a panel discussion. Here's, tips and tricks or things to watch out for when you're putting your proposal together. He said, this is how stuff is done in the city. So here's some best practices.
I just want to call out that we have a lot of problems. The planning and development staff understand that and are great partners on it. They're working with us. They want to solve these problems too. So there's no problem that I see that's a personality. Everyone's on board. Yeah.
Can I add something, Bruce?
Yes, please.
I think just to build upon your notion about having a kind of a public event when someone comes on board, I feel like a portion of the experiments in public art or something of that kind of more experimental should be a way to sort of be an introduction to the public process and building in the public realm. There's some real life safety issues with building a large scale object in the public realm. And I feel like perhaps the experiments in public art can introduce artists into that process.
Yeah, great idea. Interesting. Yeah, thank you. Okay, let's see. Did we need to vote or anything?
No.
Okay.
I don't think, unless Ebony, you want a motion.
Oh, thank you, Matt. No motion for tonight, but I look forward to bringing this up again in March.
Great. Thank you, Ebony.
Can I just ask what they're using it for?
We are currently recording, so I'd be happy to follow up with you via email.
Thank you.
All right. And just time check, 7:56. Do we want to keep going Or do we want to table any of these things for, I guess that would be the January meeting? I'm happy to keep going, just in the interest of getting things done. Is everybody okay with that?
How
Okay,
is staff with that?
yeah,
Yeah,
You good?
good.
okay, cool, thank you.
Thumbs up.
Thank you, everybody. All right, year-end video, Georgia. No.
Thank you for asking.
Yeah.
Lots of notes on it. Good plan, so get ready.
So Matt was supposed to get back to me.
I know, and I didn't, but I actually just had the conversation today, so I apologize about that, but, so the idea has been discussed about a year-end video, the Arts Commission put together to sort of send a message to community. Spoke with our communications team. So, you know, part of it, what we sort of discussed is part of it, we need to understand from you about how you want to use this in the audiences. So I'll ask about that in a second, but the idea of sort of celebrating the accomplishments and looking forward to the new year really got them jazzed. And so they have a proposal to you, which is they would love to have this be a segment on the weekly news program on Channel 8. That they would do interviews, they would do some B-roll, they would kind of set all that up. Work with you on a script, get that out on Channel 8's news program, and then segment that out so that we can use that video in other places. It wraps up into a lot of efforts that are going to be going on from now until the end of January about conference in 2022. And so the communications team is excited about that. Now, that said, you know, if the audiences and uses are an advocacy tool for you, then we have to bow out as a staff, right? We can't spend money and we can't spend staff time on any message that's like, city council should spend more money on the arts, or even, you know, the community should go to city council meetings and talk about the arts, right? So you can do that, but we wouldn't be able to support it, right? There's laws about that. If the audience and uses are that more celebratory, like here's the great accomplishments, here's what we're doing next year, here's how important the arts are. We have the Channel 8 offer, but we could also, you know, help you with the cost of a video. We probably wouldn't want to do too much staff time in that, just to be honest. Everyone's sort of overwhelmed right now. I have a little bit of money set aside that I could spend on production. I need your help, I think, to sort of sort out how to spend that money wisely, but I'm sure you'd offer me that help. If you want to go into sort of an independent video standalone, then we could offer that much help with the production and get that ready to post. And then our communications department and Lauren could help with a campaign of sorts to get it out. So that would probably mean something like posting on the website, putting in our newsletter, social media. Communications would take a look at it and see if there's other city resources in addition outside of the arts that they could post it to the YouTube channel, that sort of thing. So we would be happy also to help on the front end of production, happy to fact check a script, and then help with a campaign to get it out. So that's what I learned.
Okay, well, this all started as just another way to do the letter to council asking for more money. So I thought, instead of just writing, "Dear City Council, we need more money" in 24-point bold type, I thought it might be more interesting to do a video that showed them all the art stuff that's been going on all year. And we need more money to help more artists do stuff. So I don't know, I was just trying to be creative in our letter. I didn't want to make it more complicated, but I don't know. What do y'all think? Should we just write a letter? Or should we make a video? I like the idea of sharing it to the whole city, letting them know, like, there's a lot of art going on here.
I like the idea of doing that in a visual medium also.
Yeah,
I don't want to stress out staff though.
right, exactly.
How complicated is it? Because I'm just like trying to get my head around it. Like,
So-
how many images, how many?
Yeah, so initially, my vision
Yes.
was that I'm happy to donate my time and videotape whichever of my fellow commission members would like to participate in the video, essentially saying the stuff we put in the letter, right? But instead of having it a talking heads video, we would then, you see each person for the first 5-10 seconds, and then we cover them while we still hear what they're saying with B-roll, the footage that we have that is in our archive, that Lauren has tons of stuff, whether it's stills or video, to visually show what we're talking about. So there's the letter part of it that we do to city council every year, but then there's also this message to our community saying, here's what's going on. Come out and enjoy and be part of this.
And would it have any facts in it, like, here's how we spent $1 million you gave us for arts grants this year, and then show a whole bunch of different, and even though we were coming out of COVID, here's all the new murals in town.
Yeah, I mean,
Boulder filled it.
That's what it's all about, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a celebration of, the resilience.
That's
of
a good word,
artists and
celebration.
arts
I like that.
organizations.
Yeah.
Ebony
Yeah.
beat you to the term.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
No,
Really?
remember all the ideas between me and Kathleen are shared tonight. It's all love.
Totally, just like ESP. Yeah, I love that idea, actually. I mean, we have said every year we need more money. But we've gotten up in front of so many different council meetings and said, we need more money.
Right,
And honestly, and they've given us more. They did give us more money this year.
yeah.
But I love the idea of celebrating our accomplishments, our artists' accomplishments.
Yeah, and I like the fact that Channel 8's willing to help with the distribution of that message to the city on their cable channel. I don't want to create more work for staff. I'm happy to volunteer my time.
It sounds like if we're incorporating the ask for more money, staff can't be involved today.
Right. So I'm happy to do the shooting of the individual commission members doing the verbiage. And if we can get the stills and video access to that archive, then if we can use the money to pay for somebody to do the editing, that's not in my skill set. My partner in my company does all our editing. I do all the shooting, he does all the editing. So if we have some budget for the editing part, that takes it off of staff to have to deal with the editing.
Well, but you're spending city money. So if it's an
advocating
advocacy
for that.
tool, we can't use the department money.
You can mention money.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can't make
So
any.
Can we make a celebratory video and then in the letter say, here's a link to all the
Yeah.
videos we did?
Yes.
Can we do it that way?
So yeah, because the thing about it, and especially in the arts, is it's a celebratory video with data that shows that the arts are important and we're doing a good job is actually a great advocacy tool. So we can post it all around, and then you can, hop on Instagram, post a video and say, this is the reason why we need more money, right? Like, so you can use it.
So look at this link we have for you that we've
Okay.
nicely provided in a letter asking for money.
It's just the context of the video itself is what I'm talking about. So that's.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, all right. So what's the deal with deadlines and stuff?
Okay, so you probably want to do this soon. That's what I'm feeling. The only thing I think that is a slowing factor is we actually don't have all the B-roll sitting on a drive somewhere. So when we could hire someone to do production, but we would actually need to sit down and go through a whole process of identifying from the Boulder Showcase videos what B-roll we want, and then reach out to those organizations to have them send that video in to use. It would just be a little bit of time, extra steps. But other than that process, I think, it's just down to the actual, how quickly we can get someone on board and scheduling and doing the shooting.
I have a question. Is there a reason we don't have a file of all of this material, like photos and videos of events?
Well, we have photos of events.
Okay, but not videos. Okay. Okay.
Worry about, yeah. Videos, it's just a matter of, it was never part of the work plan until Boulder Age Showcase. And so we didn't like keep an archive of that piece of it. So, you know, Laura can speak better to this, who is,
Actually has a comment.
yeah. But, you know,
We have limits on our server for the city of how much content we can hold. So we have amazing photos from all of these reports and things, but we don't have video because we can't hold it in the city server. Like I tried to and they hollered at me, so.
Okay.
and
That's
so,
fair.
yeah, it was just,
Yeah.
you know, and with the showcase, we never had enough of a run of that to say like, okay, we got to break down and get a bunch of drives and save all this stuff. It was, you know, it just never materialized. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh. Well,
So.
The letter's due tomorrow.
Do we have a letter per se? I mean, do we have any deadlines from council?
So council is not asking for letters.
They don't want them.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying they did not ask for them.
Really?
So it's not
Yes.
here.
So
What does that mean?
that I honestly, that's what I know is that,
I thought they said they didn't want a letter because they already have enough stuff to do and they don't want to have to read the letters too.
I heard that too.
see, you know more than I do. All I heard.
I didn't hear it from Matt. No, I remember someone like actually saying that. I don't remember who it was.
I mean, because if we can take that part out of the equation, that we need a letter, that just opens it up for this whole thing with Channel 8 and they can do the editing and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. So I just assumed we need a letter since every year I've been on the Arts Commission, we've done a letter.
Yeah. Well, what I can say about that then is if you, I think the thing you all need to weigh in on then would be content, right? I don't think you need to like figure it out tonight and pass a motion or anything like that is we, you know, we can, you know, maybe you can assign somebody to come up with content because we'll fact check it with the communications team and get that back to you. And then we can, you know, sort of work with Channel 8 if that's the direction you want to go, but just empowering somebody to between now and the next time you meet.
You talking about the content for the video?
Yeah.
Okay. Would anybody be interested in that? I'd be happy to work with whoever. But that would be kind of cool for somebody to kind of, especially if you've always wanted some video experience, I can kind of walk you through it and teach you stuff about producing a video.
I've always wanted some video.
Mentored by Bruce, but I don't have bandwidth.
Was that you raising your hand? The chair recognizes Georgia. Yeah,
You're gonna help me though.
hell yeah. That's awesome. I feel uncomfortable taking it under as like my project because I'm a filmmaker and it just seems a little too close. I'd rather have somebody more objective that I'd rather show you and work with you to do it. That'd be awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Yay.
In terms of content, I just want to put in one idea. I'd love somehow that as we were talking about earlier in the meeting, let's support our artists. In other words, here's all this great stuff.
Well, that's why I like the celebratory word. That's like
Yeah.
perfect. And it's so that's why I wanted to separate the letter. We
Yeah.
don't need to do that. Then we can focus on celebrating our artists.
Love that.
The idea of getting out and supporting them too, you know,
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's still a tough time for a lot of arts organizations.
Yeah,
We can
absolutely.
Just get out and support what they're doing. Go to the theater, go to a music, show, go to whatever, a dance
Yeah.
performance.
Yeah, and I'd like to make it so that arts organizations love it and they send it out they post it on their social circles. Yeah, let everybody see how great the arts is in Boulder
Yeah.
and get more involved. Excuse me. So yeah, that's awesome.
All right.
Okay,
So-
so Channel 8, yes.
You're the subcommittee and let's talk early next week.
I've never been so excited. All right, perfect. All right. Matters from staff.
Thank you. I'll make this quick so that Lauren can make it long. No, we're gonna be quick. Great. I will entertain questions about the manager's memo. You can always email me any questions that you have, but I think the big thing is that tomorrow night, city council is going to be discussing the adjustment to the budget. This is something that happens twice a year, but in this one, we'll also be discussing a last round of ARPA funding. And city council there's nothing, there was nothing in staff proposals for the arts in this last round until city council decided to ask staff if any unspent funds could be used for the arts community. And there was a lot of testimony from community groups and people affiliated, especially with the Boulder Philharmonic and the Boulder Ballet and Open Studios, around the need for arts funding right now. They're going to have a discussion tomorrow.
You know what?
I don't off the top of my head. I'll email you. It's going to be midway through the meeting, so I'm going to guess about 8 or 9. The staff response proposes $150,000 to be added to the grants program to target two things that council mentioned they wanted to address as outcomes, which is the affordability of venues and the trouble that individual artists are still having in not recovering as quickly as the rest of the economy. So we have proposed that $150,000, if council decides to assign that from unspent funds, we'll bring it back to you. And we're suggesting we divide it between the rental assistance, the venue affordability fund next year, and another round of the artist hiring incentives. So assuming that that's what they agree to tonight, we'll come back to you January, talk about how to distribute that, divide it up. I understand that there's been further discussions about possibly adding more to that. Don't know how that's going to go, but should be. So, any questions about that or anything else in the manager's memo?
I just said. Can we wear our commission name tags to that, or is that we shouldn't be attending in that role?
You can wear your name tag if you want to. I think the important thing, if you attend and wear the name tag is fine. If you speak, the most important thing, whether wearing a name tag or not, is to get up and say, I am a member of the Arts Commission, but I'm speaking right now as an individual resident. Yeah.
I believe there was a deadline to sign up by today or something if you wanted to.
I don't have to speak.
Yeah, is it different with public hearings versus public comment?
It might be different.
Yeah.
Because I know I've missed this deadline a couple times.
It's-
Sometimes you just show up and you sign up to speak
Right.
and randomly pick names. And other times it's like a whole day ahead that you have to sign.
Yeah, I don't know the rules anymore.
Actually, to sign up, you had the last time I was.
Okay, so yeah, it must be the,
I feel like it's the day of by
Well-
2:00,
okay,
because they were still making changes the day of.
yeah.
Yeah. They both sent out an email encouraging us to ask where they are. And so one question is that egregious for us to stand up and ask for that? If this is what you've heard of the grapevine is really all we're gonna get is the 150, which is we're grateful, honestly, but or is it worth our while to and would it be a good statement for us to say we'd love some more money to fulfill more of the
So,
POS funding or,
right,
yeah.
you can say whatever you want.
Yeah.
Okay, and I encourage that. I think, we were really thoughtful with the staff position, so I'm gonna stand behind that.
Right.
Not just because I'm pulling the line, I actually believe it was a smart way to go. It's targeted funding specifically to the goals of ARPA, that grant. It's a gift to the arts community, really. It's like they didn't have to do that, and no one would have looked the other way or second guessed that money should be used for some other purpose, right? Like that they didn't have to do that, but they saw the need. And so my position, I'm presenting tomorrow. I'm going to tell them about this. My position is that bottom line, yes, we can use this funding well. The Arts Commission has a track record of being successful with their grants program. And these are based on existing programs that are proven. So, whatever you say, I think for me, the bottom line is whether you ask for more money or you just thank them for the money that they're considering giving, they're doing it because we're effective at what we do. So.
Yeah, I mean, anytime we can get in front of council and ask to support the arts
Right.
is, I think every arts organization that sees that, it means a lot to them. Yeah. All right, any other questions for Matt? Before we move on to the next thing. All right. DMC meeting.
Great, I'll just be really brief, just so we get it in the record that we had the special meeting, November 17th, I think it was. Thank you for those of you who could participate. Went very well. We approved the public art project to the finalist, and we're entering into contracting right now. And it's going to be a great project. So we'll give updates to you later on, but I just want to express my appreciation. That was sort of out of the blue, and we needed to get it done quick, and you all responded and helped us out with that. So, and as did the DMC. And so, that was very helpful, and we won't do it again. So, any questions about how that went, or?
No, but I have a point of order.
Yeah, please.
And not to backtrack us on the agenda,
Yeah.
but did we skip over the questions for applicants that she added to the agenda?
Oh, gosh.
Sorry.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Sorry.
Yes. Thank you. I didn't catch that. 7D.
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah, so let's, are we good with the DMC meeting? Can we move on from that? And move back to 7D? Everybody okay with?
I don't have that on my.
It's not, it was like a
Before
last.
you arrived, Sage.
Yeah, we got you. All right. So we're done with the DMC. Everybody good with that? Okay, so Kathleen.
Oh, so you want to know, oh, yes, I'm sorry. So we have this list of questions that we've crafted over the last couple of years, and this is for folks who will apply to be arts commissioners. And are these the right questions? That's simply my question to all the other commissioners. Do these feel like the right questions at this time? And is there anything that needs to be adjusted? I don't need to wordsmith it right now, but I just wondered, do we have in our heads a particular kind of commissioner that would be really advantageous to the commission and we're not going to find that person by asking these questions, or are these really the best questions?
And when would we need to have these finalized by?
So we have a deadline of December 5th to get.
Okay, so it's,
Yes, that's why I bring it up.
Yikes, okay,
yeah,
okay.
And this is something, just so you know, this is something that we've discussed before, but this is really a staff responsibility. We're asking for your advice, and then we'll carry it forward. Those are the first 5.
I feel like the question about conflict doesn't really arise with us too much. Like maybe it would help light up, eliminate somebody who's not good dealing with their own.
I think it's a standard question.
It's a standard question.
I believe so.
Oh, for every board.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they want to know if there's
All right.
a reason why there would be.
I just want to note that I did make a suggested change in the first one. Let's see where the parentheses is in the first line, such as education, training, service, or governing decision-making boards. I think I had added or experience in arts and culture or involvement in an arts culture organization.
I really like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, that's kind of what we're about.
yeah.
Sometimes it's good to have someone that's really different, like, a lawyer, but you're also in the arts, but I don't know, I was on that board for the art in the garage thing, and there was a guy on there who just knew everything about metal. Stuff that I would never.
Metal, the material, or metal music?
Metal as in the material.
Oh, heavy metal, yeah.
Each knowledge to make sure that maybe metal. No, about metal used as art, being outdoors in Colorado. He's like, the wind is gonna affect it like this, when the sun is gonna heat it, and this one doesn't get hot, this one drips like this. I was like, yeah, it was very helpful. So It's not, sometimes it's good to have someone that's completely,
I don't think that question though, even as it's. amended,
it doesn't exclude.
Would exclude, yeah. I agree that it's good to have some other skills, experience. But also being part of an arts organization here in Boulder, or having been on an arts board. I think it's valuable experience.
So does everybody have Kathleen's?
No, I didn't send it to
You didn't, okay,
No, I didn't send it to you.
okay.
Also, Ebony did send out to us but she put it in the chat, so you can see what.
Is there anything in here that talks about the time commitment?
Oh, are there more questions?
Yeah.
Yeah, 10.
So we provide every applicant with the FAQ that goes into detail about that. And then it, this is something that I think you just added last year is like, are you gonna be able to commit?
How much time did they put in there? Just because that's. It's
Yeah, do you want to?
like diversity. There are voices that are not being heard because they can't take this amount of time to be here for free. And I don't know how I missed it when I applied, and I think I've said this before. Not to hear me say it again. This is a much heavier workload than I had anticipated. Luckily, I'm passionate about the arts. I'm still gonna bring it up every time.
Do we want to look at the FAQ that's on the website real quick, just so everybody, has everybody seen the FAQs that's on the website?
Well, hold on, I wanna read, I wanna read the thoughts version.
Sure.
Question 6, I think we just take out visual arts, or just say arts and culture.
Yeah.
Support arts and culture in our community.
Yeah, and I can verbalize this, but exactly that. Kathleen, we're back on track. I
On
love it.
track, let's not be.
So
Yeah.
exactly that with question 6, just removing the language around visual and performing artists, just because I think, as mentioned earlier, we just on the commission make up a very diverse range of artists that is not encapsulated in those 2 specific subsectors. So just removing that language so that it's more inclusive. And then on question 9, just a little touch of wordsmithing. It does call out similar impacts in 2021, and we're heading into 2023. So just making sure we're using the right year.
So if we could linger on that for a second, because I was gonna advocate for removing that question altogether.
Oh, okay.
Not that it's still not a consideration. But I think we're moving into unknown territory that I don't think I can form a question around, like, what would you do now? Like, I just don't know where we're gonna be at.
That's also a really hard question for someone to ask someone who's never been on a transit.
Yeah, it was very.
Was this-
Hold my eyes.
Yeah,
up.
I know.
Struggle with that, even with experience on the arts commission, right?
I'd be fine taking number 9 out entirely.
Yeah.
That's fine. Hopefully we'll.
So do we need to make a motion, Matt, for that? Or do we just kind of
No.
all agree that question 9 can be kicked out?
We just need your advice. So if the tone of the room is in agreement, then we'll.
Voted off the island.
So what is the goal of asking like the specific question? Like 9 is gone now, but 8 is very similar. Like, how would you spend public art money? What, is it just to uncover their thought process or like?
I think that came about during a discussion we were having maybe 3 years ago about how to expand public art funding. So it was specific and it's lingered because it still matters, but I don't think it's, I would hope to reword that.
Yeah.
I also think that I'm gonna make it more clear because without the benefit of being on the Arts Commission for a while, you don't know that what we mean by public art.
I thought that was hard to like, how would I spend public art?
And I would take out the part declining. For this year anyway, so.
Yeah, very good point. So what I could do if it's okay, I'm sorry, did I interrupt?
Oh, no, the FAQ, we're gonna look at that.
Well, okay, great.
Oh,
No.
Or maybe just in the interest of time.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, the FAQ is kind of new. I think we put it in like a year or two ago. And just because I think we thought it would be helpful for people that are thinking about applying to know what they're getting into. So we tried to be real specific. I would encourage everybody to look at those FAQ, look at each one, see what it says, and just let Matt or Lauren know what's missing or stuff that maybe needs to be updated, you know, post-COVID. Maybe we look at it differently now through a different filter. So, you know, just see what's missing. The FAQs they're not set in stone. So it's a living document. So we can totally add, subtract, change.
I think it should be put in there, number 10. Are you aware that this is a 5-year commitment, that it takes X amount of hours a week plus other engagements and projects?
That's fair.
Do that.
I just put it in there multiple times.
How's everybody feel?
Like in bold, yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Or you could say it another way, in a more positive way.
Was that a little positive?
The commitment, you know, and then in parentheses, as much as 30 hours a week or as much as
What'd you
whatever.
say, 3?
No, 30.
Okay,
Like in grant season, right? It
Yeah.
could be.
yeah.
Yeah.
And we
You
can
know.
put that in there in a nice way. We can say like,
Yeah.
considering the significant commitment and then listen to that out.
Yeah.
So what I'm gonna propose is, I'll send the FAQ out, the link to that document. That we have a little bit longer of a fuse on, so as you think of things in review, like, take your time. But the main thing is this, so I'll take the advice that we talked about here. Any other advice you have in the next 48 hours, like shoot over to Lisa and I. And then we'll sort of, yeah,
I'll be out of town.
You'll be
So
out.
I don't want your email to get missed.
yeah, no, I won't miss it.
Okay.
But we'll be submitting this on Monday, so anything, you know, through the weekend, will send us some ideas. We'll compile what you talked about, what you emailed to me, and we'll let you know the final result when we send that into the city clerk.
Sounds good. Everybody okay with that?
Yep.
Cool. All right. All right. So now I think we're up to Lauren.
It's me again. Hi, I'm the problem. It's me. Just kidding. Okay, so 3 last pieces for you. Something that we've been talking about through the year and we are finally bringing it to you in November are the unspent grant funds. And these are unspent from underspent from a number of categories. We had the return of a project grant. And so this is our recommendation for the staff recommendation, at least, for how to use these funds. You don't have to make a motion on this because, as you know, the budget is overseen by Chris, the director. So this is really getting your input and your direction to give to Chris for him to finalize his decision on this. And I'm happy to go into the logic behind the recommendation, but if you have any questions, it's really just to get your thoughts and your input, kind of nodding approval that this is what we give Chris as a recommendation.
I like since I am assuming that $30,000 is what came from a project grant, that go back into that program. And I like that the venue affordability fund aligns with what we're hearing is city council priority.
Yeah, I'm okay with the staff recommendation.
And could I just ask the community, Lauren, the community project grants? How would that 30,000 be divided up? Would it be 3 $10,000 grants, or would it be individual as well as organization?
We're proposing for the organization grants, and that's specifically because that category we get the most applicants that we cannot fund. So generally it's between 20 and 30% that we can fund of those applicants. And generally there are a lot of very strong applications. So the logic is to give 3 grants of 10,000 or less, right? 10,000 being the max that they can apply for in the community project grants for organizations category.
I see it a little differently. Oh, can you guys hear me?
Mhm.
Yep.
Okay. Bruce, is it okay if I chat?
Yes, please.
I feel like I continue to feel like to get the money out as quickly as possible should be one of our objectives. And I still feel through the past grant cycle, I felt like some of the music music organizations, classical music organizations did not get funded for their general operating budgets. And so I almost would rather go backwards and change the line where we cut some folks off and pick up 1 or 2 organizations for a GOS grant. And distribute them on money immediately.
The only thing that comes to mind quickly, Maria, is that the GOS is a multi-year thing.
Correct. So the ones that, well, that's correct. So I don't know how that would parcel out, but the ones that come to my mind, I think there was 2 classical musical organizations. Does anyone remember? Boulder
Boulder
Chamber.
Philharmonic.
Yeah.
Boulder Philharmonic.
And the Greater Boulder Youth Orchestra, I think.
Correct.
Right, but that grant is $20,000 a year for 3 years.
Well, the Boulder Philharmonic, I think, would be 50,000 a year.
That's right.
So that doesn't,
What was the smaller, sorry, I just don't remember because
Yeah. And I don't have it in front of me. I don't know if Lauren, you could pull it up, but there were grants in each category that were the next highest score getters, right? So I think, one challenge is you could only use this money to fund for 1 year, really. So you wouldn't have a multi-year grant out of that. The other is you would have to come up with a way to decide who's the winner amongst the, the people on deck, right? That were just below the cutoff line. So, we would need you to be able to articulate that as well.
Also, just in support of the staff recommendation, the staff spends time thoughtfully allocating percentages of the budget to project grants versus GOS grants, and this is reflective of that percentage, basically, that we're still giving money to different types of programming throughout the city.
Yeah, I think if we had more money, I would probably be more in alignment with what Maria is trying to do. I just don't see the money there to make it not even close to making it happen, a multi-year. That's the whole thing. It's the commitment, the multi-year commitment. And we're not able to make that. We're just saying, he has a little bit, but it's not really, it's kind of a GOS, but not really. It just feels awkward.
and also it would come up weird, like when they apply for the next one. And when we ask, did you receive any grants? And then they have to do like, well, I received this partial grant. But I like your idea, Maria, about getting the money out there now, because there are organizations that need money now. So where did this money come from? The 33
It's just left in the budget.
little bits and pieces here and there.
People that didn't take their grant or.
Okay. There was, she said there was a returned grant already.
And some of it is money we didn't distribute, correct?
Right, so
Yeah, there's-
some was from the arts education grant that we didn't have enough applicants. Some is from the the equity fund, which is set aside for the Indigenous Artist Fellowship that wasn't hadn't been allocated yet. And then we had the return of some community project grant funds. It's really like, yeah, bits and pieces.
Okay. Well, I like Maria's idea of giving up now. I wouldn't know where to put it. I also want to respect, like Carolyn was saying, that staff did work to figure out where the money should go, which, you know, our numbers and things don't have in front of my face right now, so.
Well, I think, you know, for some context on that, and Lauren, correct me if I'm wrong about this, one of the reasons that we're targeting the project grants for next year is because this year we gave out 6 project grants for organizations, and we had 22 applications.
This year we had only, actually, I just looked at this. We gave out 30% to like grants to 30% of the applicants, and previous years it was 20% and 28%. Like, it's a very small group that we can actually fund because we get so many applications. We got more applications pre-COVID, and this year I'm expecting a lot too. But sorry about that in advance.
And how much are those grants, the project grants individually?
The
They're-
organizational grants are 10.
Oh, okay. So just these 3.
I hear what you're saying, Maria, and I agree with you, that I would love to see the GOS organizations that did not get funded, but were above the threshold. I'd love to see them get funded, but we don't even have enough money for 1 year, much less 2, so.
Mhm. Even I can't remember the amount, even for a small GOS. I just can't remember, Lauren.
Well, GOS is $8,000 a year.
So I just had to run this. There are 5 organizations that meet that criteria that are sort of scored well, but didn't get funded. We would need $192,000 to fund them for the last few years of their school.
It's a lot of money.
Mhm.
So if we get the ARPA money, we could just use it.
That is one of the options.
Problem solved.
Yeah, a little bit more.
So in the interest of time, do we want to proceed with the staff recommendation or come up with something new? Or how about this? Just, we don't have to vote, but do we want to do like a show of hands if we're in support of the staff recommendation? So if you feel like if we want to take up staff's recommendation, let's raise our hands, not a vote, but just kind of a straw poll. Okay, so does that tell you what you
Yeah,
need to know?
that's great. And we'll bring that back to Chris. Maria, I'll also articulate your position on this with Chris and let you know what you decide.
Yeah, I think if I could make one last pitch to get the money out as quickly as possible. I think the groups are in need of funding.
Agreed. Thank you. All right, next.
Next, we have the threshold score. So this is something that we had discussed and we said we would bring back to you. Again, we don't have to vote on this. And frankly, you don't even have to have a threshold score, but it's something that we talked about a lot. And then we said that we would talk about later in the year. So the threshold score for 2022 for this year was 75%. However, you know that one of our grantees wasn't above that, which is where we ran into this question, right? So really, we want to seek advice. We don't need to vote on this. If we're interested in keeping a threshold score at all. So really the usefulness of a threshold score is to give you some sort of baseline for discussion, right? If you have a lot of applicants that are not reaching high scores, if that's, if you're finding that you're having a lot of applicants that are having challenges in your program, that's really useful to say, we don't have a lot of applicants that are faring well. That's not the case for us. We have a lot of very, very strong applications, as you all know. The other piece is for advocacy. So we can say there's a gap in funding from the grants that we have to this threshold score, which was very useful, but that's like we say, it's up to you guys if you're interested in keeping a threshold score for advocacy, because we're not able to advocate, right? We had it this year at 75% and then voted essentially against it for one case. But it's really if this is useful for you, if we go without it for next year. And again, we're just trying to get feedback. We don't need a motion this evening. Matt, did I miss anything?
No, I'll just underscore something that you said, that we brought on a threshold score in 2016. Without really knowing how the new grants program is going to operate, but it's basically a practice that grants use when you have a lot of money and not a lot of applicants, right? And so you have to make some decisions on what qualifies. I think we have the reverse problem. But there's some indicators to us that maybe you don't need this anymore, right? The fact that, there was one score that was lower and you talked about still getting it in there. I mean, that's actually a really great thing because you're actually talking about the quality of the application, not just the number. So I think that just tells us that you as a panel are thinking about this in the right direction. I also think that it creates extra winners and losers. I mean, there's always going to be ones that you decide to apply and don't, but then there's this other line of you're an additional loser and you're below this line in addition to not getting funding, which doesn't feel great, right? And then there doesn't seem to be individually a utility, right? Is that we have the 1 through 8 scoring system from the NEA, we have the rubric. There are ways for you to get at, like, is this valuable or not in the context of the application without this maybe being an arbitrary addition to that. So that's what's leading us to suspect that maybe a threshold score isn't useful anymore, but you ultimately have to make the decision. So, if you think it's a helpful tool, let's do it and keep it. And then the secondary question to that is, what should it be set at? Should it be at 75% again, or is there something different?
I've been on the Arts Commission for 3 years now, and I've never felt it was helpful having a threshold score. That's just me. Kathleen, you've been on longer than me. What's your opinion?
It was helpful when it came down to, when you have all the scores and you see the difference in color. Here are the ones that are 75% above, and here are the ones that are below that. And it just makes it very graphic for you. And then what goes through my head is, are these really the best 25%? The top 25% applicants in that category. And I usually, I don't have our subjective ideas about whether they're all correct, but generally I feel like I think it's been useful to be able to say to council that we have folks who have scored high enough to get a grant, but we haven't had enough money to give. So I would advocate for keeping a threshold just for that purpose, for that advocacy purpose, because as you said, you can't advocate what we can. So I hear what you're saying. That maybe it's not useful anymore, and that maybe it never did anything for you, Bruce. I mean, it's either here nor there, right? Or maybe you actively disliked it. I don't know.
No, I just never found it useful. I mean, we all vote individually. Our votes are aggregated, and the numbers are the numbers. The numbers speak for themselves, and it's dictated by how much money we have to give out. And whoever the top number of people are that fit in with that sum that we have, that's how many get the grant. I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie, no idea what this is.
I really apologize. In the final scoring, when we begin to look at the list of all the scores, there's a line that says we can fund this many applications. We added another line saying this minimum score means you're worthy of funding in the opinion of the Arts Commission.
Okay.
So if 75% of the total is that line. So if it was 100, then you would score a 76 would be a good score, and a 74 would be.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah.
So the threshold scores are the ones in the purple?
No, those are just the overall.
So what are we looking at? Community projects, so the threshold is 20 to 30, right?
Yeah, the threshold is 30. So you'll see the top 6 were awarded grants. That's what we had funding for, right? 60,000. all of these grants merited funding according to your threshold score, but we didn't have enough funding for them.
And how many are below my emotion?
Just two. So there's just two more. This is last year, so it's
Right, so and I guess the way I look at it is that all these other places didn't get a grant, and I don't care about the threshold. It's like, here's all these organizations that didn't get any money.
And I've never felt good about like the humiliation factor of like, we're the three that don't even merit funding.
Right. Yeah, I guess that's the awkward part for
That's
me.
awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have not personally found it useful. I have the same thought is, it all goes into a system and a number gets spit out and we never get down to the line anyway on most of the grant decisions. But I do agree with your point that if it can be useful to make an argument to whoever funds us federally or locally, that we have a lot of very worthy projects that don't get funded, and we can point to that as a mechanism for it, then
Is that a thing?
hurt me.
Is that a thing? People say, well, what's your threshold?
In the philanthropic community, you mean?
Yeah, or council or.
Yeah, so the way it has been useful in advocacy in the past is mainly around that, is that it's easy to say. The Arts Commission decided that 20 organizations were worthy of funding, and we only have money for 10. So you should give us money for the other 10, like that. That was the utility in advocacy. Now, I will say, council gets it, right? Like, they've heard you, they've been giving more money consistently over the years, and we're now over the cultural plan recommendations for funding. So staff's position is going to be like, we don't think we need to advocate for more funding. That's an opinion that is not shared widely. But, I think our main concern would be how useful is it in the decision making on grants.
In our decision.
Yeah, like that would be my main thing, because I also don't want to be disingenuous about it. Right? It's like, if it's no longer serving you a purpose as a tool, as a panel, then going to council and saying this is an important data point, it's sort of hollow, right? It's like, I really want this to matter to you. And I think you still can say, even if there's not a threshold score, it's like you say, look at scores, and you can still say, like, look at these next 5 that were within a tenth of a point of each other.
Yeah.
There's still ways to message that without having the threshold score. I don't think you lose that entirely. But yeah, my main concern is just like, does it help you make a decision?
Right, and Ebony noted
Does it?
that she finds the color cue is helpful. Georgia, what were you gonna say?
I like it there. I like the threshold score.
Is it in?
And I think it would be helpful, like I know, as a liaison, when I go and visit with these people, it helps them know where they're at in comparison to other, like how much work they have to do in their.
It's fair. Is there much staff time involved in dealing with the threshold, or is it just another number on the computer? Lauren?
Nope, it's just adding a little bit of language to the grant documents, which at this point it says we have a threshold, but it doesn't give a percentage, just to have it vague enough. And then, but it can be added very quickly, and then adding the threshold to each of the Excel documents, really, just to show you where that is, but it's super minimal. Thanks for
Okay.
asking.
Yeah, no, of course. So staff time isn't an issue. It's just as easy to keep it in then as it is to take it out. If some of you want it, then why don't we just go ahead and keep it? It doesn't bother me that it's there. So if some of you find it helpful, then we should probably just keep it. Anybody opposed to that? Anybody hate it and doesn't ever want to see it again?
Heard complaints about it or what?
No, I mean, it's okay. It's fine. I was being a little bit flippant, but yeah, again, how useful is it that when you are sitting down and putting together a score and you come up with a final score and you know, you're about to hit submit, do you really think, is this above the threshold or not? That's what I want.
I do.
Yeah, okay, then it's useful.
I do.
Yeah, and if Ebony's saying she finds it helpful, the color cue, then yeah, even if just one person here wants it and it's not creating extra staff work, then why don't we just keep it? Everybody okay with that?
Yeah.
All
All
right,
right, should it be 75%?
let's write it to.
Yes, let's
Yeah.
move on.
Okay, and we'll just,
And you know, this is back to the to Richard Kerbiak. I will quote him because he's the one. But 75% is good. It means that it's overwhelmingly a positive score.
Well, 'cause isn't it more of a suggestion than like a hard and fast line? Because we did approve one that was below it anyways.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so you have some flexibility with it.
Yeah.
But you are sending a message too, so that's important.
we keep it at 75, it's apples to apples.
Yeah.
Sure. I like that idea while we're still advocating.
All right, 75 it is. All right, Lauren, number 3.
Thank you all. And finally, hopefully briefly. So I just wanted to give you some follow-up on the COVID-19 event safety sponsorships, which were given out in 2021. And the report was due earlier this month. Wow, where are we? So I'm just to give you a refresher, I've got 2 slides and that's it. One is just an overview of this sponsorship since, you know, there's been a lot of change and this was quite a while ago. So these were funded through ARPA and they were funded through our office sponsorship program, which is why you're not reviewing the reports and why you didn't see an application. These were to help defray the costs of COVID testing and cleaning and protection and vaccine verifications. The funds were distributed equally to eligible applicants. So we ended up giving out $3,572 to each grantee or just each awardee because if you were eligible and you applied in the time period, then you received funding, right? I'm not going to read the list of awardees, but they were some of our outstanding, wonderful organizations here. It was all for organizations. So I reviewed the reports and I made a very, very small summary here. These are not grants, so you won't be approving them, but you're more than welcome to review the reports if you would like to. They're very inspiring. They use the funds for what they applied for, testing materials, staff to check vaccination records, masks, sanitation projects, filtration systems. One of the things that came up in some of the theater, like the theater guild requirements was to have filtration systems. Like some of the organizations really needed these funds to cover things that they absolutely needed by the unions of music and theater organizations for their performances. So it was really, really important to all of the organizations that received funding. And just a couple of quotes I thought were very inspiring. They wouldn't have survived COVID. And the last is from the Museum of Boulder. They were one of the first 5 organizations in the Boulder area to gain 5-star certification thanks to our funding. So if any of you have questions about those reports, if you want to read the reports, I'm more than happy to send them to you, but it's just a little background update on one of our sponsorships that was fairly large. So we wanted to let you know how it went. But that's it.
Yeah, thank you, Lauren. It was a very timely kind of an event, obviously, grant, obviously. But what I thought was cool was that it wasn't just for gloves and stuff. It was also for live streaming, which was, I think, helped out a lot of people. It's just a very cool thing that we were able to offer.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Absolutely.
Thank you, Lauren. Any comments before we close out the meeting? All right. Not seeing anybody. I think we'll adjourn with the official gavel bang. Thank you, everybody. No matter what your faith, have a great holiday season.
Thank you, thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Happy holiday.
Yeah.